gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, I'm surprised. I know there's an On This Day about that song.
On this day.
Yeah. Oh, what?
On this day.
On this day.
Freddie Mercury died in 1991. He would be 71 today.
I'm surprised that it was not a Steely Dan song.
Did not do a Steely Dan song.
Walter
Becker.
Walter Becker died.
And you love
on
Steely
this
Dan.
day yesterday.
On this day yesterday.
And you love Steely Dan.
I like Steely Dan, yes.
I like Steely Dan a lot, too.
But Steely Dan songs are...
Good.
No, I mean, they're...
Excellent.
Aren't they longer?
Superb. Some of them.
There's a few.
You can play Reelin' in Years. I was like Bad Sneakers. Bad Sneakers and a Pina Colada, my friend. Anyway, you know what we're missing, of course, this is September.
Yes.
So it's time for your Z word of the day on this September day. And then we'll officially begin the program.
Looking for your check-ins, too, while you're getting ready for that. 877-602-9696. And we have tickets to see The Used for a random checker inner.
All right. You ready for your Z word of the day? Are you ready, Carrie?
Sure.
Here we go. Your Z word of the day is Zeppieri. It's a noun. It's a person. A Zeppieri is a person with an awesome personality who is usually too cool to hang around with. Beware, they are always going to make you look bad. Also, they are the perfect ladies' man and get laid every other day of the week. Here's, in a sentence.
Please.
Holy crap, I just went over to that Zeppieri kid's house, and man, he's got everything. Zeppieri, your Z word of the day for September. That's how we celebrate September with your Z word of the day. So let's get the show officially started here in a couple of seconds. But your check-ins, we want to hear what you did over Labor Day weekend. I have a lot of great stories that I can't tell you.
Carrie and I've been enjoying them off the air.
But I have some other stories that I could tell you about the weekend in Moab. But call us, 877-602-9696, and participate in the least popular feature we have ever done. It's check-ins. I think probably ever.
You think ever?
Can you send me the information on that show, Richie, so I can tell people if they're winning something? There it is. We'll be giving away tickets to see The Used Saturday, November 25th at the Complex. And I guess tickets are on sale already at ticketfly.com and thecomplexslc.com. So random checker inner will get those.
All right. It was nearly a Led Zeppelin song this morning.
Yeah.
But we consulted with the ghost of John Bonham, and he said that the ghost of Freddie Mercury would allow it.
You make a pass.
You make a pass for Freddie.
Well, and nobody said anything about Walter Becker?
No, they didn't.
Name didn't come up.
He hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, I see.
I don't think they'd be hanging out in the same group.
He's still
anyway.
reeling in the ears. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll be back with your check-ins. I want to tell you about something, though, that would be really a great idea. It's the Park City Culinary Institute.
Yes.
And this is really a cool place now if you want to learn to be a chef.
You could do that.
Like go work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
But if you maybe you want to have a special party, Park City Culinary Institute is a place you can do that as well.
We had a party there.
We had a great one there.
So you can cook together with your friends, your family, whatever, or perhaps your coworkers, build teams, have a unique experience, build rapport, have fun. So they book these parties. There are only a limited number of spaces every month for this, so you should call
People are already
them.
booking their Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that would be a good
idea.
place to have it.
Also, train to cook and bake with master chefs who've opened Michelin star restaurants. This is all at the Park City Culinary Institute, which is here in Salt Lake.
Yes.
ParkCityCulinaryInstitute.com is their website. Their location, 1484 South State Street, or call them 435-659-5075, Park City Culinary Institute.
Attention, Utah residents. Radio from Hell is doing another Not Safe for Work podcast live at the Ruin and Sugar House Friday, September 8th from 6 to 8 p.m.
You can RSVP right now at x96.com to save your place at this event. This event will fill up. They fill up very quickly.
But wait, there's more. Sister Dottie from Spanish Work will be there too.
Sister Dottie live in person?
Does she know that it's a Not Safe for Work podcast recording? That means drinking, swearing, stories that we can't tell on the radio. Somebody's going to tell her bishop.
Radio from Hell Not Safe for Work show will fill up fast, so go to x96.com right now, and we'll see you at the Ruin on Friday, September 8th.
I was going to mention this article a little bit more.
Oh, okay. This is the Tribune article?
Yeah, this guy calls me. And that's why, I don't know what Richie expected. He calls me. He asks for some quotes. Mm-hmm. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is see if he got the quotes right.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you always do? If you're being quoted
I don't want to be
paper?
misquoted.
No.
I might come off looking stupid.
I'm just concerned my name's spelled right.
It is. And I was quoted correctly. I don't know about you, because you haven't looked yet.
I was rambling. I was doing my dishes when he called, so I had him on my jawbone, you know.
I was...
You in the bathroom?
No, I was at Liberty Park putting my kids on the Ferris wheel and the little all the little death trap rides that are over there at Liberty Park. The little injury-inducing ride. I cut myself on this.
Really?
Allred, in referencing his 5,000th episode on the Radio from Hell program, was quoted as saying, "You little jerk, get on that ride!"
You're bringing the little jerks tonight, right?
Yeah. But the quote, this dawned on me. This was, I think one of the more brilliant observations I've ever had. The reporter from the Salt Lake Tribune asked me, so why do you think your show has been on so long? Why has it lasted 5,000 episodes when other morning shows and radio shows have come and gone? Some appear and go quickly, some are there for a while, but they disappear. Why have you guys lasted 5,000 episodes? And I said, well, it seems pretty simple to me. It's because nobody ever fired us. Really? I mean, isn't that he kind of paused and he said, well, I guess that is true, isn't it?
Well, but we were fired.
Doesn't mean it's good. We just weren't fired.
We were fired once.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we were fired once.
Yeah.
No, you weren't fired. You could have stayed. You two could have kept doing the show.
No, he was told he would be fired if he didn't sign the contract.
That's what I mean. If you had signed the contract,
I was fired. I was fired because I wanted to be fired. I don't
different.
count that as really being fired.
Mm-hmm.
I was fired because I really, really wanted to be fired in the long run. I wasn't going to sign.
You could have kept your job if you wanted.
Yeah.
You signed the contract, you keep your job.
I wasn't going to sign a contract with those people, and I said to myself, if they fire me, I'll get unemployment. So that's what I want. I wanted to be fired.
So you were fired.
Yeah, but nobody's ever really fired.
Like I said, you suck. I don't want you to work here anymore. Get out.
Technically, I've been fired. You were never fired.
I've been fired many, many times. Oh, you mean from that
not
job?
Not from this show.
Yeah,
but not from this show.
From the show. You've never been fired from this show.
Not from this show, no.
No.
Well, that's where it matters.
No. Never been fired from this show. And I was fired kind of by design, so I don't count that.
Line now until Sunday at guitarcenter.com. A couple friends of the program texting in to 33986. Accident car went into the fence, 7200 West northbound by the charter school there. But just regular slowage now. The accidents we were having earlier this morning seem to be cleared up. Regular slowage southbound I-15 in Davis County.
First, we got to tell you about Snowbird Ski and Summer Resort, although we're starting to look more toward the ski part.
Well, the season passes been on sale, but now they want.
Complete sports and weather with Gina Barberi. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
All right, now we can begin the show.
This is the official beginning of the Radio from Hell show, and then we'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. And
Brought to you by. Is that what you're waiting for?
and I'm looking at you and pausing.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Okay. The moon is
just-
Yes.
You see it this morning?
I did
Beautiful.
not
It's
see it.
huge.
Oh, it is as blood.
99.3% of full.
Thanks, Fires.
It will be a full moon tomorrow.
So tomorrow we'll play the moon song.
Yeah, tomorrow at it'll 1:02 a.m. Tomorrow, it's just the moon will set today. Well, it's gone. Sorry, already set. 6:12 is when it's set. Today being what is it? Monday? Or no, Tuesday. It's the 5th day of September in the year of our Lord 2017. Excuse me, it's September 2017. And this is North America's most scrupulous radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, coming to you from high atop the second story of the 12-story Broadway Media Tower, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and over there, Gina, in a hoodie, an American hoodie, an American flag hoodie, Gina Barberi.
My new hoodie.
Yeah, she's
Trying to figure out the
because she's afraid to get an American flag tattoo, which we really think she should.
tramp stamp.
But
You
really
I
should.
thought you'd be happier about this hoodie.
I'm happy about the
No.
hoodie. I'm concerned about the color.
It's a little off. It was a cheap hoodie.
It's a
okay.
it's a Korean American
something.
flag hoodie.
It's a little. The blue is a little off.
Where was it made?
I don't know.
I'm talking about the white. There seems to be
Oh.
grass stains on the white.
Well, no, it's well. These colors don't run, Carrie.
I
I
they're
think they
stained.
do. I wouldn't get that wet if I were you.
Yeah.
Look and see what country it was made in. I'm curious to know. Coming up on the Radio from Hell show today. Oh, by the way, it's National Cheese Pizza Day.
Ooh.
Just so you know. Coming up on the show today, Bill Frost will be here to talk about TV, and we'll also have Geek News and the 3-Bit Gaming Show at 8 o'clock. All kinds of fun games to play.
Be thinking about your X-Poll, strange addiction. Like we were talking about this last week. You know, like people like to
Heroin?
No.
Oh, no.
People like to steal weird things or eat weird things or pee in the sink or
I don't know if peeing in the sink is that an addiction or is it just a
let's talk about
a
it on the
fetish.
X-Poll.
A fetish. All right.
Yes, 877-602-9696 is the phone number.
But we do have people on the line.
We got a few. We'll start with Jacob here.
Hi, Jacob.
How you guys doing this morning?
Oh, just really peachy. So, how was your Labor Day weekend, Jacob? What'd you do?
It was good. I went to the Pace and Onion Days with my kids and my wife.
Pace and Onion Days.
So now at Onion Days, I know there are all kinds of activities, but did you actually partake of any onions?
No, we went to the kids' carnival and let my kids ride the slide, the big slip and slide.
Uh-huh.
And My son took first place in the baby contest.
Oh, well.
Now you're going to
We
have
need
to
a picture.
So he was clearly the strongest of them all, right?
the cutest, Gary.
Yes.
Oh, is that what they do?
he is.
That's not as much
Send us a
fun.
picture, radiofromhell at x96.com. What's your son's name?
Cooper.
Interesting fact about that big slide, by the way, at Pace and Onion Days, totally made from onion skins.
Wow.
The whole slide, yeah. Thanks for checking in, Jacob. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Let's see. It's Ian.
Ian, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are the rest of you?
Great.
Just keen, thanks. Good Labor Day weekend for you?
No, I had to go clean toilets out at the airport.
Oh,
Well, somebody has to take care of those international dookies.
that might be my sign off today.
Or that's a good band name.
Yes,
too.
the international dookies.
International Dookie.
Somebody has to clean them out. I don't know. Well, Ian, I'm sorry you had to do that. I hope you have a better day today.
Yep, don't have to work.
All right,
right,
thank
see you
Ian.
later.
All right. 877-602-9696. Ogden Shut-In is here. I'm trying very hard to get this short work week over with. Give 53%.
53.
A lot of people saying there's a power outage, Eagle Mountain and Saratoga Springs, and Dan from Saratoga Springs says he's walking my dog. The entire neighborhood is without power, so it's kind of weird walking with no house lights on.
Why is Dan walking your dog?
Well,
I don't get that.
walking his dog.
London friend of the program, recovering from 24 hours of travel from Salt Lake City back to London.
Well, we didn't. Why?
You didn't even come by to
should've
say
stopped
hi.
by.
I think that person was here for a funeral. Is what I
Is that what it was?
would call. So maybe not an opportunity to do.
HVAC Shin checking in. Echo Reservoir was awesome. Broke in the new trailer.
Great.
Vicky and the Angel checking in.
That competing morning show.
Yep. Late to work because 3-day weekends are too short and we're tired. Give it all you've got.
All right.
Just took my grown kid to work.
At least he has a job. How about
Yes.
that?
Look at it that way. DC Dan checking in. Sorry, no time to call. Too busy sustaining the deep state. Let's go to Mad Mike. Is on line 3. Hello, Mad Mike.
Welcome back, you guys. Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah. What makes you so mad, Mike?
Just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, so you're
Absolutely crazy.
You're
he
not
said.
angry. You're insane.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Which is much better.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I think.
So, how was your Labor Day weekend? What? Anything special?
No, I worked, but it's my Friday for me and most of my pharmacy folk, and so wanted to check in for me and all of us.
So you're
Tuesday is Pharmacy Friday. Is that how that
Yes.
works? Okay.
Yes.
Big
we
Pharma
do-
Friday.
We do 7 on, 7 off, and so we're about to start our 7 off.
well, have a nice 7 off. I'm having a 7 up later on. All right. See you, Mike.
I think I'm gonna have one as well.
All right. See ya.
A 7 and 7.
Yeah.
Is that what you having?
Yeah.
Let's go to Dustin. Hello, Dustin.
Dustin.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I know how you do.
How you doing? Doing great, Dustin. Just great. And what was your Labor Day weekend like, Dustin?
Oh, just worked on a house that I'm rebuilding for my family, and now I'm driving down to Salt Lake for work. So,
What do you do for work?
I do controls for heating and air conditioning systems.
That doesn't sound really very exciting. I'm sorry, Dustin.
It's work.
That's work.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, take us with you, okay?
All right.
All right, Dustin. Thank you.
See ya.
877-602-9696. Garbage Gus checking in. I bought a Nintendo Switch yesterday, but my wife won't let me open it until Christmas.
That seems like a long time to wait.
My wife won't let
I guess
me.
it's for Christmas. It's a Christmas present.
Well, Christmas
seem strange.
Christmas can come early.
Really, didn't Ebenezer Scrooge teach us that Christmas should be in your heart every day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So explain that to your wife.
And you know what she'll say? No. No.
Yeah, well, at least you get to play with it eventually. I'm wondering if
What?
I'll ever get to play with my R2-D2. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What?
I saw Hudson with the R2D2.
Yeah, I got this remote control R2-D2. It's not the Sphero one that was out this weekend. It's like $200. This one's only like $30. But,
Okay.
But I put it down on the floor, and Hudson went crazy,
You mean
barking at it.
Barking and
scared him?
Yeah,
It
just
scared him.
it freaked him out, and so I'm wondering if I'm ever going to be able to play with it at all.
Well, is it not even slightly amusing that it scares him?
Well,
No,
it's
Car-
kind of
it's
amusing.
amusing to me, but
he has a fragile psyche, Bill.
Well, listen, you coddle these little dogs. They're gonna,
it's just
you got to stop coddling.
Toughen him up.
Yeah.
well, he's going to daycare today, so maybe I'll get to play with it. a
Only
little.
Carrie Jackson. I'm taking my dog to daycare so I can play with my R2D2 toy. Only Carrie Jackson.
That's right.
Yeah. I saw this couple at the Colorado River yesterday, and they had just a sweet-looking pit bull. The dog's name was Emma, as it turns out.
Emma,
just a
sweet name.
Just a sweet. And this dog did not want to go in the water at all.
Wow.
And they were trying to get the dog to, come into the water
Yeah.
with them and swim a little bit and cool off.
Yeah.
And the dog was just frightened to death of the water, and they kept petting and come on, Emma.
No.
It was just, and the dog. I said, well, the dog clearly does not want to do
Yeah,
this.
don't make the dog go in the water.
No, they had it. They said and they were being very sweet with the dog and very nice. But they said, no, she's got to come into the water a little bit to cool off, and it would just be better if she'll come in. She wouldn't even stand in the water. And then she'd see somebody else outside and go, oh, and run over to don't. They're going to make me go in the water. Will you pet me?
Houston FOP, glad to hear your voices after Harvey shut us in for a week. I only need about 60% to get me through my first day back to work.
All right. Cement Dave checking in.
Hey, Dave.
How are you guys doing this morning?
Dave, as we've repeatedly said to everyone who's called, fine.
Good.
Okay. What was your Labor Day weekend like?
Great. I got to use the line, kids, stop running around the nuclear reactor.
What?
All right.
What were you actually?
We went to an experimental reactor up in Idaho that was decommissioned in the 60s, and it's now a museum of nuclear history.
Oh, they have a big operating nuclear power facility in Idaho.
Right. This is on the same property, just a different reactor.
I don't trust a decommissioned reactor.
Oh, it's still radioactive.
I don't.
Well,
That shouldn't be someplace you can go.
Well, then
That should be someplace.
Yeah. Well, they're just
Right, Dave.
Gina. They're luring people in there to give them cancer. That's what they're doing.
All right, Dave. Thanks.
I've got 2 kids, so we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
you're good.
All right.
You got one left over.
Yeah,
That's
see ya.
fine. Rob. Hi, Rob.
Rob.
Good morning. This is Rob in San Antonio, and I want to thank you guys for letting me listen for longer than most of your audience has been alive.
Well,
That's true.
It's our pleasure, Rob. What are you doing in San Antonio?
Oh, just moved down here for a short period of time for a girl.
Is she worth it?
He's lying. Your witness protection, isn't it?
It
Rob?
is, Rob.
I could
Be
tell.
honest.
I could tell you were making that up.
All right.
All right, Rob. Thanks for checking in. Take care of yourself.
We
All
gotta
right.
run.
Just real quick for your peeing in the sink thing, just remember that the little bendy part underneath the sink is referred to as a pee trap for a reason.
True. That's true.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob. Trooper Spencer pulling dumbass drivers over for texting. Y'all are idiots.
Yep.
I mean the general public,
Yep.
not you guys. All right. And back to the Nintendo Switch thing. That seems like a long time to wait, says the woman who can't watch Game of Thrones until it's cold.
That's different.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure it is. Because my husband says we can't.
Got big boy news coming up after these. I got to tell you about Downtown Alliance. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, I needed
So
to
it's
do
the farm.
traffic.
Well,
Oh,
we
you
can do
did?
that in a second.
okay, all right.
Farmers Market downtown Farmers Market with the Downtown Alliance. It's a very nice little market that's only on Tuesdays. That's why they call it the Tuesday Farmers Market.
It's a smaller scale. It's not the full-blown thing that's on the weekends.
It's still at Pioneer Park, but
Yes.
it's 4 p.m. till dusk. They have just local produce and meat and cheese and stuff like that. Not all of the hoopla that surrounds the big
It's the
farmers
stuff you need
market.
for supper, you know?
So check it out. It's a smaller size midweek market. You can find out more information about it by going to slcfarmersmarket.org. That'll give you an idea of the kind of things that they have there. And so stop by, pick up some greens for a nice salad when you get home after work. It's the Downtown Farmers Market.
The tomatoes are in now,
Yeah,
right?
yes, there'll be lots of tomatoes.
Oh, so you get that on a nice hamburger?
Yeah.
Make some tomato soup even?
Delicious.
All right, thank you. Yes, Gina.
We have a crash on 12th Street, 1900 West in Ogden. Traffic lights are in the flash mode, 35th South, 27th West in West Valley City. Treat that as a four-way stop. And all throughout Saratoga Springs and Eagle Mountain, power outage which means that's affecting traffic lights throughout those areas. We heard from a few different friends of the program that are experiencing that right now. And you can text us in stuff like they did, 33986. Traffic brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty. Online at strongvw.com.
X96 kicks off your workday with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m.
What is the side of...
Now, speaking of dramatic interpretations, no, wait. What you guys do there is not really that at all, is it?
It's dramatic.
They're putting on a show.
Yeah, we're putting on a show.
They found some old costumes in a trunk.
And they're going to save the school. Or the church or whatever. Hey.
Last night at the theater doing my show, Spirit of the Holidays.
Plug the theater.
At the Desert Star.
Yeah, plug it.
Plays until New Year's. A friend of the program came to the show and brought her family. She had actually just previously she went and grabbed herself a best of CD and then decided to come.
So a real
and
friend
watch
of the
show.
program.
Yeah, a due friend of the program. And then came to the show. I said I knew that she was going to be there. She was there with her husband. I said, "Well, stick around afterwards. I'll say hello, see what you thought of the show." Mm-hmm. And afterwards, we were talking, and her mother tried to adopt me.
Huh?
From what I understand, because we talk about how my family is trying to push me out
of the
you're
house.
a big
Very
kid
much
now.
so.
26 years old. You have the college degree. You don't clean your room. It's time to get out. A woman, the mother of this friend of the program, offered to adopt me last night. You can put a lock on your door, Richie. I've got the whole basement to yourself.
You're considering this, aren't you?
I started the application process last night.
Yeah, why don't you go sponge off someone else?
Your family's
it's not
tired.
sponging.
Well, what do you call it?
Well, what do you give them in return?
A show? Do you
I can
dance and sing and perform?
I
for
sing
them?
in the shower, and that carries throughout the house, and I'm good at lawn mowing. That doesn't do any well in the
No.
I can shovel snow.
You never have time to do any of these
I can do any of that stuff, but they offered, and so I'm seriously considering, because it's over in Sugar House.
You are seriously considering
Moving in. Maybe not on a permanent basis, but becoming a resident of this home for
this
like a
will
month.
end badly.
This is a little creepy, Richie.
Someone just.
You mean this isn't like when Fonzie moved in with the Cunninghams?
That's what
Over
he's
the
thinking.
garage?
That's what
Yeah.
he's thinking.
You mean it's not like that at all?
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. C.
Because that never happens. I'm sorry, Richie.
I don't need much.
It is a little weird.
You know what we really need is a few episodes of Happy Days done by squirrels. Wouldn't that be?
Oh,
Just to go back to that for a second.
that would be awesome.
Sit on it.
I'm convinced though
Yeah.
that I could move out, not have a place, and find places to stay.
Oh, I'm
Of
convinced.
course, yeah. You
Well,
could.
you do it. You do it anyway.
Well, no, but I mean I could move out of mom's, move out of
Sure.
dad's,
Yeah.
and I'm seriously considering
just-
that come the first of the
Just
year,
rotate around.
and just
You'd be
go
living
around.
out of your car is what you'd be doing.
which is no different than what I'm doing at this point. Really, if you've seen my car,
Yeah.
yeah.
I said something to Richie the other day. I said, "Why don't we go in your car?" And he said, "Because there's only room for the drive."
contest winner from Pace and Onion days, and he sent the photo.
Yeah.
That's a strong-looking baby.
That is a damn good-looking.
That's an award-winning baby is what that is.
It is.
If you go to x96.com/live, you can see Kerry holding up a picture. There we go.
There we go.
Cooper, isn't it? Look.
Of Cooper.
You can't see. It's almost too bright. He's got a very blonde mohawk.
Oh, I thought the top of his head was missing.
No, it's
that's why they gave him the prize, you know.
And I think he shouldn't get the prize. Because what he didn't have anything to do with it. I think the parents should get the prize.
No,
they made that prize-winning baby.
You are right, except for the fact that if you look at that picture, Cooper knows how to present.
That's true.
He knows.
That is 50% of it, I think.
He's working what he's got.
Yeah, he is doing that. By the way, I forgot to mention that our fine support staff, I think, in our opening moments of the show,
yeah, that's true.
you know, our fine producer is not here today, so we have Richie Stedman.
Oh, he just flipped you off.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That was a flip-off moment?
Yeah.
Richie Stedman, of course, producing the show. Dylan Allred producing video for the show. And Nick Big Daddy Ratfink Davis is also here helping out. So,
all right. Let's see. We got big boy news and opinion window right now, and then we're going to get into the X poll. What is your strange addiction or obsession?
So some of these seem to me like they border on fetishes. They're, you know, it's almost fetishistic behavior.
But we'll do some news here for about 10 minutes and then get into that.
All right.
Big boy news brought to you by
Snowbird season passes are on sale and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com.
Well, I have a story for Gina to begin the news.
I'm ready.
Well, and I know this is a story that Gina will really like and be interested in because she sent it to me, which shows you the kind of stories Gina likes, really. I often have to guess, and I'm usually pretty right on.
You know me well enough.
But this is, because she picked it, the quintessential Gina story. A man who murdered his niece, a niece who was also his lover, by smashing her. What does that mean?
It's a detail.
Yes, it is.
There's more.
But wait, there's more.
And it gets even better, doesn't it, Gina?
Yeah.
He killed her by smashing her over the head with a TV. He's been put in jail.
It's Uncle Lover.
Christopher Wall is his name. Was convicted of battering Haley Wall, who was his niece as well as his lover. He was been ordered to serve a minimum of 14 years behind bars.
Only 14 years?
A minimum.
You kill your niece who you're having an affair with a TV, and that's not automatic forever?
Well, Gina, I don't know where this is exactly. You should know. What town is this
I believe it's in the UK.
Well, then, you know how liberal they are in the UK. Christopher Wall, it says here he's facing a lifetime behind bars. So it's a minimum of 14. It's 14 to life, I would guess. My guess is they won't let him out for a long, long time. She was found with a bloody head outside a supermarket in Bournemouth after being battered by Mr. Wall. Before she slipped out of consciousness, she was able to tell emergency crews her name and address and that her partner had beaten her. When police visited the home, they found signs of a disturbance on the second floor, including a door on the landing that was knocked off its frame and two long dark hairs embedded in a crack hallway up the door with a number of blood spots. Embedded in a crack halfway up the door, I should say. Officers also found a large flat-screen TV at the bottom of the stairs, and there was blood all over the flat-screen TV, and he finally said, yeah, I beat her with the... We were watching the Great British Bake Off, and she pissed me off. So, yeah, there you go. Murdered his niece, who was also his lover.
Niece lover.
So, last week we had the news that Broovies Cinema Pub won their lawsuit against the state of Utah. The Broovies had decided they would sue the state for closing them down or threatening to close them down, because they served beer there and they showed the movie Deadpool. And the state of Utah there's an ordinance that says you can't have alcohol associated with sexually oriented material. Broovies argued, well, this is just an R-rated movie. Yes, there was a little bit of nudity in it, but certainly does not rise to the...
it's not pornographic.
Yeah, it doesn't rise to the level of porn or even really a sexually oriented... I guess the trails and places like that, they serve beer there.
Yes.
And I don't know if they serve cocktails at trails or not.
I don't recall. I think they do.
I think they do too, but the women are totally covered.
They're pasties and G-strings.
And G-strings. But it's certainly sexually oriented.
The reason that this law is the way it is they're trying to get it so that you're not showing porno.
Yeah.
And serving alcohol at the same time. That's what it was intended for, but then they've gone.
It gets all the way to the Eccles Theater with
they've gone completely crazy.
I'm not clear where those establishments are that show porno, and then also want to try and serve you alcohol. Well, at my house, but that's private. But there used to be, and I don't know if there still are, is the totally nude dance clubs. And they don't serve beer. They can't serve any kind of alcohol at those. You can get a Pepsi, but that's about it. But Broovies now they're celebrating their victory against the state of Utah by bringing back Deadpool, the movie that started this. The theater is showing a Freedom film series this weekend. It says this weekend. When this was, I think, this was written 3 days ago, so we may have missed it. They're showing Freedom film series to celebrate Thursday's federal court ruling that found Utah Department of Alcohol and Beverage Control could not sanction Broovies for showing R-rated movies. This is a happy day. We're really excited for the future of Broovies, said Norman Chesler, a member of Broovies' board and its management team. We did not necessarily want this fight. We want to stand up to the DABC and to the state of Utah. We had no alternative. So they'll be showing Deadpool and some other films to celebrate that.
Trails has a full liquor bar.
Do they?
Oh, well, okay, but you see the G-strings and pasties negate everything else.
Right.
We have to get them for Deadpool, though. That's important.
Yeah. It's interesting, though. The state of Utah is considering challenging Judge Neufer's ruling on Broovies.
Let it go.
No kidding. Let's see. Police are asking for help from witnesses. Somebody saw this happen. An officer-involved shooting early Sunday. A teenage boy who police say had a gun. Salt Lake Police Sergeant Brandon Shearer said investigators have body camera footage from the Cottonwood Heights police officers who began the chase of this kid at about 3:10 a.m. Sunday. But they're interested in a video provided to a local TV station. Shearer urged witnesses and anyone else with information about the shooting to call police. The Salt Lake City Police Department is investigating the shooting along with the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office. Apparently this kid crashed the car he was driving at 13th South and I-15 after the pursuit began. Then he fled on foot. The kid was pursued by officers, and at some point, a Cottonwood Heights police sergeant fired at the kid and hit him. There's grainy video of this that was sent to Channel 13, and it appears to show an officer on a sidewalk underneath the freeway overpass yelling and ordering someone on the ground not to move. He can be seen rapidly walking backwards, and then he fires one shot. So it is unclear whether the kid had a gun and was a threat or perhaps was just shot by the police officer. That's why they want to find any kind of other video that there might be. Anybody who saw this happen, they want to talk to you. Let's see. Oh, there was an earthquake. Did you guys feel it?
No, there were
several little swarms, yeah.
80 earthquake, little
like little ones
in Idaho.
Really?
Yeah, they're
over the weekend.
They're just little, but a 5.3.
No, the Earth's going to crack open. That's what.
Oh, it's
really? Is that what's going to happen?
It's just going to
when?
Any minute now.
Okay. 5.3 magnitude earthquake shook towns in northern Utah and southern Idaho on Saturday evening. Did you guys feel it at all?
No.
I be honest with you, I didn't. I heard about it on the news. That's how I found out about it.
Yeah, some people said they felt it. The major earthquake started at 5:56 p.m. and rocked towns from Rexburg to Salt Lake. 2 weaker aftershocks took place, one 3.1, another 3.2 about 10 minutes later. Several smaller aftershocks continued periodically until about 6:44 p.m. No damages or injuries were reported in Utah or Idaho.
Earthquake warning has been issued. It's gonna be 9.0 or greater magnitude. It may destroy lots of houses. It may destroy telephone poles. May destroy all kinds of transformers. It may knock all kinds of telephone poles over.
Is that you, Gina?
Earthquake warning has been issued.
I think that's you, isn't it? And,
I just want everyone to be on alert.
And tragedy. Walter Becker, Steely Dan's Walter Becker, dead at the age of 67. Apparently, he'd been in ill health recently, did not perform with his Steely Dan bandmate Donald Fagen at the Classic East and Classic West festivals this summer. Did it say specifically what got him? It just said he'd been ill.
Just said bad health. Didn't really specify. I'm sure we'll find out eventually.
Maybe it was for all those years he had such bad hair.
He really did.
He really had horrible.
Never got a good look.
I saw those.
Never got a good.
Never had a good look.
I saw those early pictures of it, and he's like bald back to here, and then hair down to his shoulders.
Shave that.
Yeah. Never had a good look.
If that is what you have, shave it. It will look better.
Gina,
what?
It's too late. He's dead. He's dead. His bandmate Donald Fagen said he's going to try and continue. He will continue to do Steely Dan music without Walter. He said, "I'll miss him," and we were great friends. They met in college, and he said, "I'll miss him, but I'll continue to do Steely Dan music as long as I'm able."
All right, sports, weather, traffic.
Oh, let's see. So sports, the only thing you need to know is BYU is terrible. They lost.
They didn't cross the 50-yard line in that whole game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
And people don't like it when I say this, but I prefer a strong BYU. Like, so this week, it's the Utah BYU game.
All right.
And I think it's more fun when they're more evenly matched and it's a close game. There are other people that say, no, we want BYU to
So
suck
you don't
every
think
time.
don't think they're gonna give them a game at all? They always seem to be able to come up with something for the Utah game.
It's in Provo, so they'll be pumped up for that. Yeah. But I hope it's a good game. I hope it's close because that's more fun.
I hope they don't get out of the end zone.
8:15, and it will be on ESPN2. If you don't want to watch that this weekend, that's all the sports you need. Brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. They've also got Oktoberfest going on at Snowbird. Go to snowbird.com for all the details. Weather. So I don't know if we talked about it, but we had officially the hottest summer on record in Utah, and there's no end in sight. 95 today for a high. We'll be close to 100 tomorrow.
And there's a lot of smoke in the air too.
From the California fire.
There's a fire here in Utah too, because we saw it on the way in from Moab on Sunday. It's we're coming down Spanish Fort Canyon. There's some mountain on fire back in there as well. And then there's a school closure.
Oh, right. No, not a school closure. The buses in the Alpine District might be running late because there's a power outage, Saratoga Springs, Eagle Mountain area, which means traffic lights are out all over, which means the buses might be running late. Right. So, and other traffic for you. Crash in the cleanup stages, southbound 15 approaching 4 South in Salt Lake. Right shoulder remains blocked and traffic is very slow through that area. Traffic lights in flash mode, 35th South, 27th West in West Valley City. Treat that and all power outages as a four-way stop. Yes.
We got a UHP friend of the program saying, over the weekend, UHP arrested over 160 people for DUI. That's at .08. If the rule was, and soon will be, .05, we could have arrested about 400 plus. Where would we have put all those people? The legislature is already complaining about bed space in the jails.
Take them up to the Capitol.
Yeah.
Put them in the rotunda.
Dump them in the rotunda. Mm-hmm. Why does the sight of a trail guide make us reassess our career choices? Because Wyoming is still filled with adventure. That's why. Find out if you are too at travelwyoming.com.
All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
The
X-Poll?
X-Poll, yes. brought to you by, let's go with Bad Apple. Low price guarantee on iPhone screen repair. Just bring the advertised price from another business and Bad Apple will beat it. Go to badapplerepair.com. It's the X poll, and we did a story about this last week, and some of these things were just odd. Like somebody said, I eat a 5-pound bag of all-purpose flour in a week for breakfast. What? Just spooning flour out of the... I love the smell of laundry soap. I carry around a baggie of it so I can smell it all the time.
Oh, well, okay, then I can contribute to this one because I did it on Saturday.
What?
Something I don't realize that I do that Lee pointed out to me. We were recording Geek Show, and the guys got me some birthday presents, and Shannon got me a whole bunch of these little collectible figures, and they're in the individual packets, and you can't see what's in them, and that's part of the gotta get them all kind of thing. And he gave me like 5 of them, and I was opening them, and I'd always open the package and inhale the paint fumes.
And you didn't know you were doing it?
I didn't realize I was doing that. And Lee, watching me after the 5th one, he goes, I'm so glad you still do that. And I went, still? He goes, every time I've ever seen you open a toy, you always crack it. And
you don't even know that
I
you're
don't
doing
even realize
it.
I'm doing
That's kind of odd, too.
It's just such a great smell, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
877-602-9696. What's the weird thing you do?
Yeah.
Somebody else says, I'm addicted to chicken broth. I drink it straight out of the box. I've got like 20 of them in my fridge right now.
Well, that's okay.
Drinking cold chicken broth?
With vodka, as I said last week. Yeah, you put vodka in it, it's fine.
Seems more of a dark liquor mixing beverage.
Well, maybe rum. Rum.
You think a dark,
rum.
a spiced rum,
Yeah,
perhaps?
a good dark rum.
Somebody says I have a weird addiction with adhesive tape. I use it and then I play with it until the sticky part runs off. I'm obsessed with it. I always have a double adhesive inside my bag everywhere I go.
Now, but call us, 877-602-9696. What's your strange obsession, addiction, fetish? Let us know, 877-602-9696. Dylan Allred, do I want to know this? You're my son.
Oh, my. Both Dylan and I broadly wearing white after Labor Day.
We're sticking it to the man.
We're just, iconoclast.
We are. Yeah, no, you can know about this because I think I learned it from watching you. I chew on straws. Oh, yeah. Now, I know that's a lot of people will chew on a straw or their pencils or
oral fixation.
Yeah, have an oral fixation. But I like the small black coffee
Those little stirrers, yeah.
Oh, yes.
And to the point where my sister every year for Christmas gives me 2 boxes of them.
Oh.
And I go through them in a year or more. And or I go through more than that in a year, and I'll chew them, and then I'll when it gets chewed all the way to where it's flat, I'll rip off the chewed part at the end.
Yeah.
And throw it away, and then chew the rest of the straw until there's just a little bit left, and inevitably I end up missing the garbage can on some of the tosses, and so just all around my life, everywhere I go, there are little black pieces of flat plastic straw. That I always think are bugs or something. But they're just little pieces of plastic that I've meant to throw away or ripped off.
I guess it's good you don't swallow them.
Yeah, right. I'd probably be dead.
So you say you got that from watching me. I stopped doing that years ago.
Oh.
I don't do that anymore.
Well, he learned it early.
I did. So that's my weird little...
stop.
You know, there's gum.
Yeah. It's a different thing.
Here's one. I drive my husband crazy with compulsive need to pick pimples.
Oh, gross.
Oh, here's one from Jim. Gina may need to old-splain this, but that mimeograph ink smell was...
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that.
Mimeograph.
Like in school,
Yeah.
When they'd pass out the test paper, and
you'd snip the paper.
Snip the paper.
Lindsay says, my family makes fun of my habit of blowing on plates, bowls, and cups, utensils whenever I pick them up.
No, you got to make sure they're not dusty.
Yeah, so spit on them.
All right.
Well, if it's yours.
Let's go to, this is Holly. Hello, Holly.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
What's
Go
your
ahead.
strange addiction obsession?
Okay, so please don't make the obvious joke.
Okay.
But I can't do anything that adds up to a 6 or a 9.
What do you mean you
Like, I can't set my alarm clock if the numbers add up to a 6 or a 9. Like, I can't wake up at 6 a.m. I can't pump gas and have it land on a number that adds up to a 6 or a 9. Anyway,
Because what would happen?
Yeah. What do you
I
think?
don't know. The world would end, of course.
And I'm curious. What's the obvious joke? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't.
I know what it is.
What? 9.
Everybody says, "Oh, your husband must be so unhappy."
Oh, Bill tricked you into saying it.
Well,
you shouldn't have fallen
I
for
still
it.
don't get it.
All right.
A 9 and a 6. X96. I don't.
Thank you, Holly.
All right. See you, Holly.
See ya.
All right, so let's see. I dent canned beverages to give myself a better grip. I've been doing that since I was in the military, so I never dropped my beer. It has continued to this day.
So, like, okay, I have a can of. So you just
dent it so
like
you get
that?
a better grip. Yeah.
Well, that works.
It actually works.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's not such a weird thing. Maybe
that's a life hack. Is
maybe
what
you
that
just
is.
changed people's lives here, sir.
No, I'm going to do it.
Let's see. Actually, Bill, chicken broth and port would be the mixture.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have to sleep with a heat pad.
Well, that sounds miserable.
Yes.
Can I sleep with a cold pad?
You don't have to turn it on.
I just like the feel of the heat pad.
Whenever I eat pistachios, I always eat the shell.
No.
Only the half the pistachio is.
I eat the shell of a sunflower seed. I just eat sunflower seed. Ugh.
No.
It's fiber.
Gross.
877-602-9696. Give us a call. What's your obsession?
Here's someone. A friend could only poop at home because she had to shower afterward.
Every time?
After every
bowel movement. Huh.
Every time.
Every time.
I mean, it's nice when it works out that way.
Well, you should just.
But
if you only do it once a day, I guess that's all right.
But she could. She couldn't go. She couldn't
she
go at
needs
work.
a bidet.
If that
Get
were
that woman a bidet.
If that were me, I'd be showering 5-6 times a day.
But think about that. She couldn't go at work. That means she couldn't.
Yeah.
If you're out with friends or something, you couldn't.
Get this woman a bidet.
All right.
You could only go to restaurants that have showers.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You don't poop at a restaurant?
You don't?
Well,
No.
not right in the restaurant.
No.
Obviously. All right. Well, we'll continue this X poll if you insist after the break here. 877-602-9696. What is your? How are we wording this? What is your strange addiction or obsession?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. A couple of people letting me know multiple car accident northbound I-15 just before the Timpanogos Highway exit. One car is on its side, on side of the road. Also, traffic accident at 800 North and State below Hill Air Force Base. Somebody else said that the power's back on in Eagle Mountain, so I hope that's for everybody, not just Eagle Mountain. And they all sent that in. Thank you for doing it. They did it by texting us 33986.
All right. People are concerned that this 9 or 6 lady is listening to X96.
Yeah.
It's
Doesn't
there
that show up on your dashboard?
on the digital readout, so I'm wondering how that affects things. All right, we'll continue the X poll after the strange addiction or obsession. 877-602-9696.
It's not a big deal, but I guarantee you, Gina, if today were the day you were going to court at 8:15, you would not have come to work.
It's true.
You wouldn't have come to work.
That's true.
I would too.
I don't think you would have.
You would have said, I got court. And we'd say, when? And you'd go, I don't know. And that'd be it, you know.
I'm not sure.
You wouldn't come in.
Court sometime.
I got court sometime. I don't know.
On another topic, a totally different topic. Yesterday, we went to lunch at the Lone Star Steakhouse in Sugar House with the staff, and Gina was there with her baby, and I was the little Jonesy, who's almost a year old and just as cute as anything, and I was the only person at the table who made the baby cry.
Well, she's my daughter. She knows you make me cry
Everybody
day.
else is going and doobie playing with the baby and
Again,
being cute
Gina,
with the baby.
that doesn't work because I didn't make her cry.
That's true.
And I've made you cry.
That's true.
On the radio.
I went and sat down by the baby to, just kind of bonding. Hi, it's your Uncle Bill. Cried.
Even Artie Fufkin didn't make her cry.
No, I thought for sure Artie was going to make her cry.
Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby.
He did
Yeah.
that for like 10 minutes.
And kept waving his hand.
He said, "Don't eat trans fats or you'll end up looking like me."
You know,
Even Artie didn't make the baby cry.
Artie could have picked the baby up and placed the baby in his mouth, and the baby wouldn't have cried. You know, the whole head, and and the baby wouldn't have cried.
I think it's your facial hair. Might make you look scary.
Hmm.
I'm just guessing.
Was I the only one there with facial hair?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Heather. Just kidding, Heather.
She hasn't experienced a lot of facial hair. Maybe.
I don't know.
And then I brought her over to you later. Like, it's safe with mommy holding you kind of thing.
She
and I
didn't-
gave Bill a hug. See, he's nice.
She didn't cry then, but she was barely holding it.
She had the face.
Barely
She had-
holding it together.
She had the.
You could see she was
face.
just like any second she was just gonna.
It was the face.
We were there for 2 hours, and she was good the whole time we were there. I didn't have to get up and walk around with her once.
Are you surprised?
No, but
Are you bragging?
yes.
Okay. So she's like that all the time. You're just bragging.
Yes.
Yeah. And she didn't do that once, does she usually? Well, no. Well, wow.
She ate all kinds of things for lunch I didn't eat. She had tomatoes. She ate the tomatoes off my salad and my onions.
Did not.
And then, she ate all
She
my
ate-
onions, and then I picked
She
onions.
really ate
oh,
onions?
yeah. Loves onions. Then I said, Carrie, you can eat that onion?
Here.
But she doesn't have teeth.
She has 4.
That onion even had blue cheese dressing on it,
Yeah.
Gina, which is something
That's
else
what
that
I'm
you wouldn't
saying.
eat.
Well, now that says a lot to me, and because when I sat down by the baby, and maybe this is why she cried. I went, "Hi, honey. God, your breath stinks."
You hurt her
That's why she
feelings.
cried. That's why she cried.
Follow Kerry Jackson on Twitter at RFHCarry. That's Kerry, Kerry. Weekday mornings on X96.
All right.
Lots of people participating in the X poll.
Let's go to the phones. 877-602-9696. What are your strange addictions or habits or obsessions?
All right, Julie. Hello, Julie.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hey, so am I supposed to just say it?
go ahead.
Just say it.
Julie, you're
so
supposed to
every-
just say it.
This is a safe
Oh,
space.
okay, so every time I take my socks off, I have to smell them. It's like a thing. I don't even know. And then my boyfriend called me out on it one time, and later my kid did the same thing, and then my other kid does it too. I don't know if that's weird, but
Now, I'm surprised you have a boyfriend.
Yeah, with those smelling
you know,
feet and all.
seriously, it's true. She smells our socks. My feet don't smell, but I just have this thing. I have to smell my socks. I don't know.
Now, I have been known to see a pair of socks.
Well, you are the sniffer, Bill.
On the
You
floor.
are. You are known
And,
as.
it's now, can I still wear these? And I'll give them a sniff, and if they smell okay, then I'll wear them a second time. But
Well, that's good. At least, it's not like I'm like sniffing my panties or something, but
What?
It's just socks. It's like you smell your socks and
now I
don't
see
know,
why
they
you
smell
have a
the
boyfriend.
All right, Julie.
Thanks, Julie.
See you, Julie.
Have a nice one.
We'll see you. Let's see in the chat room. I have issues with the numbers 6 and 9, but I make the uncomfortable exception every morning because I love you guys.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's see.
I always eat the whole apple, core and all.
Yeah, I've known people who do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've done this. I don't always do it, but sucker sticks.
What? I'm sorry?
Sucker sticks.
Stick to a sucker?
I absolutely have to eat the stick after the sucker.
Oh, kind of just, kind of chewing on it.
Sucker paper.
Yeah, I've done that.
Whenever I'm in an unfamiliar room, I look up and mentally trace the edges of the ceiling tiles all about the perimeter of the room.
Odd.
I drink all the pickle juice before I eat the pickles.
Before you eat the pickles.
I'll drink pickle juice on occasion.
I always leave a tiny amount of liquid at the bottom of my cups after drinking, and it drives my wife crazy. I don't do that in glasses, but I like in a can. I never drink it all the way.
That's because you don't like your own backwash.
No, well, what?
Right?
Who does?
That's mostly saliva.
So why drink it?
Yeah.
I open the running dishwasher constantly to add silverware, etc., because I love the blast of clean-smelling steam in my face.
It's good for your complexion.
I have to flex my butt cheeks every time I pass a sign on the side of the freeway.
What?
That's just... Whoa.
You can do that with your Kegels, too.
Is that sphincter clenching or...
Yeah. Okay.
877-602-9696.
Shelley, I'm addicted to listening to subpar morning radio shows. Thanks for letting me listen. Well, Shelley, you shouldn't be listening to Vicky and the Angel then, should you?
I have to have volume on sound system set to multiples of 3 or 5. You're giving a lot of thought to that.
Really? Okay, let's go to Kevin. Kevin?
Hi, Kim.
Hey, Kevin. Guys, thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
So I've got one that I've been doing ever since I was a kid. When I eat popcorn at home, out of the bag.
Mm-hmm. You mean the microwave popcorn?
Exactly. Yeah. I lick the bag.
Yeah.
What, you rip it open and lick it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is gross.
Yeah.
And it's extremely unhealthy.
Yes.
But I've just loved it ever since I was a kid.
Now, do you have children?
I do not.
Okay,
no.
Don't have any.
Yeah.
Yes. Great advice. That's what I keep on telling my wife. That's the reason why we can't have kids.
Trust me, it's
That's
terrific.
Number one.
It's terrific advice.
I'm just afraid that the whatever weird chemicals you're picking up in there are going to make those kids come out funny. So don't have any. All right.
Thanks, Kim.
Got it.
All right, let's go to Scott. Scott.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks for letting me.
Thank you.
I have to count the tires on the big semi trucks, whatever they're carrying. I mean, the 18-wheelers are passe.
Well, if there are 18-wheelers, don't you already know how many there are?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, those are passe.
I see.
Those go, but carrying tankers or whatever. And for your information, the highest number I've ever counted is 42.
42?
42 on a vehicle.
That's tanker. Yeah.
Huh. Jeez, I'm going to start doing that. That sounds great.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Fun.
Scott.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Lionel says, when I eat a sandwich or a roll, I cannot eat the last bite. I have to leave it.
Well, that's just polite.
Is it?
It's polite to leave a little bit of...
Polite to whom?
Yeah. What if I bought the sandwich?
Etiquette says it's just polite to
but why is that
clean
polite?
your plate.
Why is that polite?
I don't know why. You don't look like a pig.
That's bull.
There's a lot of
Pick
zit.
it up with Emily Post.
Yeah, a lot of zit popping.
If she were here, I'd punch her in the nose.
A lot of zit popping. I'm seeing here.
Lindsay says, I have to make my bed can be unmade all day and it doesn't bother me, but I have to make it before I can get into it to go to sleep.
All right. Let's go to Heather. Hello, Heather.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I know I'm not supposed to ask that. Sorry. It's
That's
just
okay.
like a habit now.
That's all right.
So, the little pixie sticks, the little paper pixie sticks?
Mm-hmm.
Have the the powder in them?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So because if you get the end of it wet, it clogs up.
Yeah.
I just straight up eat it, like bite by bite with the wrapper and everything.
I was wondering who bought pixie sticks, and now I know. It's you. Who buys those, and why do you buy them?
I don't know. They're good. My son loves them now.
Oh my God! It's one of those things that
It's
dumb.
It's a tube of sugar.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a tube of sugar.
I don't get. It's one of those things that I think this is a dumb thing that people eat. I don't get it.
All right. Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Heather.
All right.
My friend got me into this habit of not stepping on the handicap square in the parking space, so I go out of my way to not step on the paint.
I love to chew and suck on the strings that wrap around a roast to hold the meat together. When the meat is finished, it holds the juices and the flavor.
Yeah.
And see, and that reminds me of my wife's one, is that she, if we have chicken or any meat with bone, she cleans that thing right down to the bone.
Really?
Just she has to. I don't know what it is. She just can't, toss it. She just.
It's like on a chicken leg. Sometimes there's like bits of tendon and stuff that you don't really want to eat.
She'll clean it right up. Clean it right up. Let's see. It seems to be about it. I keep an old bottle of pickle juice around in case I need a swig. That's.
I eat M&Ms in even numbers and rainbow order.
Rainbow order.
Odds get given away. Deborah, that's pretty specific.
Yeah, and I think I've told this before, but I knew a woman who liked the Hostess cupcakes, and she would take the she would get the little squiggle off of there, the little squiggle of frosting.
In one piece?
Get that off in one piece and set it aside. And then she'd take the frosting cap off in one piece if she could and set it aside. And then eat the cupcake, the frosting cap, and then the squiggle last.
Oh, that reminds me, Dylan, you know what I saw at the grocery store? Frozen ding-dongs.
Well.
Let's get some of those.
In the middle of summer?
I've got Oreos, by the way. I've got odd flavored Oreos for you coming up.
Peanut butter and jelly Oreos. Have you? I saw those on the weekend.
Oh, I didn't. I would have bought those if I'd have seen those. Let's see, and then finally this one. I use the Pixie Sticks to make. I don't know what that is. Finally, this one. I use 5-word sentences.
I use 5.
That's one right there.
I use 5
gets by
sentences.
Nothing.
Got it.
Gets by you.
You know what else doesn't get by me? The traffic. And it's not getting by anybody in Lehigh. All traffic is stopped as emergency vehicles arrive on the scene of a multiple vehicle rollover crash northbound I-15 2100 North in Lehigh. Traffic is backing toward Main Street. And one of our friends of the program texts in that the power is back on in Saratoga Springs. Apparently it's not for everybody. Almost 18,000 people are without power. Saratoga Springs, Eagle Mountain, and Lehigh. So I guess for some people it came back on, but not everybody. That's going to be affecting traffic lights in those areas. Please treat them as 4-way stops. And if you see anything, text it to us. 33986, brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
We will have news with that edgy boner feature that we do.
Oh, it's so edgy.
So we are so edgy with these boner candidates. Here's a preview of the 3 candidates you'll have in round 1. Number 1, seems like a reasonable response. Number 2, kids can't do anything for themselves.
Nope.
And 3, nobody asked.
All right, boners, big boy news, opinioendo, all coming up after these. Round 1 of the boner voting. Here we go.
Suicide prevention starts.
I've just been meaning to ask you, Gina, the last 3 days, and I forgot. Well, the last 2 days.
What?
So you went to collect your daughter at camp.
Yes.
On Saturday, I think it was.
Friday.
And we'd had some discussion last week about the letters, and you had written a letter to her, a daily letter that she took with her.
Yes.
And you instructed her to open one a day.
Yes.
And being the good little girl she
Yes.
is, I'm sure that's exactly the way she did it.
Yes.
Whereas when I was a little kid, when I'd gotten to camp, I would just want to open them all.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to read them all. And then she was incommunicado
for a week.
For really 7 days? Was it 7 days?
Sunday to Friday.
Yeah. Okay. And so the only communication that you could have with her would be a letter that she would send you.
Right.
And you kept waiting for the letter and waiting for the letter. And I said, you're not going to get the letter until after you pick her up. Have you received, as you went to get her and collected her tear-stained pillow and and all of the soiled bedding and everything? And
she did very well, actually, at camp.
Well, I'm sure she did, but
I'm saying there wasn't a tear-stained pillow.
I joke.
I know. Okay. As I got home with her after we picked it up, it was in the mailbox.
As I thought.
Yes.
And was the letter tear-stained?
No.
Was it very detailed?
Yes.
What did she write it the first day, or did she just write it, like the day before you?
And then express it.
She wrote it halfway through, and she said, "Next year I know to write it earlier in the week."
But there you go. It might have gotten to you.
Mm-hmm. But it was a happy letter. I'm having a great time. And she said, I knew you would ask, Mom. The food is great, is what the letter said.
Food is great.
I knew you would ask.
And then she had no trouble finding an owl to deliver it.
No, came right to the...
Right.
She's very, very methodical in her thinking. She said, I sent it on Wednesday. I should send it earlier next time. But I should at least wait a day till I've done something to write about so she's figuring out the best day to send it. It's probably Tuesday, and then I would get it. But she did great. She wants to go back. So
she did the rope swing. She swam in the lake. She went canoeing. Killed a bear.
No,
none of that.
No.
What do they do? What do they sit around and sew?
They made bread.
That's not camp. You go out. You got to go out and kill squirrels and play capture the flag at night, and then kids get lost in the woods.
At the very least, play with the fire.
Yeah, roast no fire.
Poking a stick in it.
No.
They made bread. They had morning meditation.
What?
Sissy camp. We did yoga, Mom.
She loved it. That's all that matters.
Sissy camp.
Right. Okay. All right, 7:18. Time now for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote who is the worst of these 3 candidates. Which one of these 3 candidates is the most deserving to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote.
No. This is the time we're doing this.
Oh, we're going to switch.
This time, if you want to win the T-shirt, you'll have to vote in round 2.
But this time we have
$8.20.
tickets to see The Used.
Yes.
They are coming to town November 25th at the Complex. Tickets are available at ticketfly.com and theComplexSLC.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. Seems like a reasonable response. South Korea, a wife cut off her husband's penis.
Got it?
As he slapped because he was spending too much time playing golf.
How will that help the problem of not...
Neighbors in the city of Yeosu in South Korea heard loud groaning as the 54-year-old man was obviously in pain. The woman claimed to have flushed the organ down the toilet. When a neighbor went into the couple's home to investigate, they found the man lying on the floor in agony. Reports in South Korea say the woman, identified only as Mrs. Kim, said that her husband had been violent toward her, and he also spent too much time playing golf. And
again, if the point is that...
And he never gave her any money.
Oh.
So...
You know,
well,
you can just...
Seems like a reasonable response.
You can just get divorced.
No. Seems like a reasonable...
You could just say, you know what, this isn't working. Let's not be married anymore.
Is that why you got divorced?
Or you can...
It was either that or...
I certainly didn't take matters into my own hands.
Or you could just throw his golf clubs off a bridge, you know?
Yeah.
You guys are... I don't get you guys. This
I know,
seems
right?
like a reasonable response.
This is where you go.
Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. Kids can't do anything for themselves. Florida police rescued an Indian woman on Saturday, and that is, I believe, a woman from India.
Yes.
On Saturday, who was beaten by her husband and his parents. His parents traveled from India to help him beat up his wife.
A long way to go for...
Well, kids can't do anything for themselves these days.
Do I have to come over there and help you beat your wife?
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office said Silky gained, or probably gained, called her parents in India to tell them of the abuse. They then called the authorities. Police said Ms. Gaind was being held in the Riverview home by her husband, Devbir Kalsi, and his parents, Jasbir and Bhupinder, who traveled from India to help their son discipline his wife. A deputy arrived at the residence. Nobody responded. Repeated knock. There's a kid involved as well, a 1-year-old daughter. The deputy had to force his way into the house. They tried to keep him out, and she had obviously suffered some physical abuse. The parents came all the way from India to beat the wife for the husband. Boner candidate number 2. Kids can't do anything for themselves these days. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Well, nobody asked.
Boner candidate number 3, after this here, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today. I see that Rocky Mountain Power is saying the power for Saratoga Springs and Lehigh residents back on, remaining 8,000 customers still without power in Eagle Mountain.
Here's a story for you, Gina, to begin the news. Police are investigating in Wichita, Kansas, after the body of a small child was found encased in concrete inside a rental home in Wichita. The landlord was cleaning the house on Saturday when he found a concrete structure. I wish it was a little more specific. Maybe
just something that didn't belong there.
Yeah, maybe a block or something. And he sees again, it's called the structure, and there was a funny odor coming from this concrete structure. So police were called, and they removed the structure, broke it open, and found the remains of a 3-year-old boy inside. Police have not named the child. We have a tentative identification, but confirmation of the child's identity is being coordinated through the medical examiner's office. Neighbor Tony Freund told a local newspaper that she saw police pull something concrete from the home. She and other neighbors said that they had never seen a young child at the house. Police say a 40-year-old man and a 36-year-old woman who lived at the home were arrested last week on separate charges associated with a child custody case. Both are being held in the jail. Police have not said if the man and the woman, though, are the suspects in the death of the child who was found encased in concrete. Well, so the big story, Utah nurse was violently detained by police up at the University of Utah hospital.
The story is everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on national news shows.
She was on the Today Show, and she said she is considering filing a lawsuit in the wake of the incident that occurred after she refused to take a blood sample from an unconscious patient.
You mean she was doing her job?
During a Monday appearance on the Today Show, Alex Webels spoke out on her first interview about the headline-making video that chronicled the moments Salt Lake City Detective Jeff Payne dragged her from the hospital lobby. I released it because I felt strongly that there needed to be accountability, she said of the video. I think this resonates with people all over, and that's a really unfortunate problem we have to fix. So they played the video on the Today Show, and pretty much everyone who's seen it feels that it was just a complete overreaction.
No, not everyone.
Not everyone.
I said pretty much
Yeah,
everyone. Apparently, there are some conservative. Now, I saw that as a side note.
Yep.
I don't know which conservatives have commented on it.
The Daily Caller was one. They're on the police side of that one.
Yeah.
And that's the one I saw.
I don't know how you're. I mean, I don't know how you stand on that other side and say,
Well, he's the police.
Yeah.
You do what the police say.
Yeah. I mean, there is that.
There's a law that says.
But he's the police.
But the police can.
Police can't make you break the law.
But but what we're taught really as citizens is when the police tell you to do something, you
comply.
do it. You comply.
You comply and then you sue them later.
Yeah.
Is the argument. And I'm like, no, not necessarily.
University of Utah officials announced that there's a new protocol at the hospital for interactions with law enforcement, and they also apologized to the nurse, Alex Webels, for her now viral July 26th arrest in the emergency room. This will not happen again, said Gordon Crabtree, CEO of University of Utah Hospitals and Clinics. The footage we've all seen. Now, Gordon Crabtree, the CEO, praised the nurse. She returned to work, by the way. She's back at work. He praised her for standing firm and saying she put her own safety at risk to ensure the safety and privacy of the patient. Her actions are nothing less than exemplary. The detective, the police officer, Jeff Payne, has been placed on paid administrative leave, along with a second unnamed officer believed to be a Salt Lake City police officer. Apparently there's some, this guy was also a paramedic. When he wasn't being a police officer, he was a paramedic. And there are also some recordings or some people saying that, I think there are recordings of him saying, I hope this incident doesn't affect my job as a paramedic. And it has, because he's been suspended from that as well.
And the other interesting thing is the patient was also a police officer.
Yeah. This guy also said, I think it was Payne, who also said to people at the hospital, or said to some other officer, I'm going to, when I'm being a paramedic, I'm going to start bringing all the homeless people to the U.
Oh, there's video of it.
Yeah, he's saying it.
Yeah. Going to bring homeless people to the U and take the good cases elsewhere. Yeah, he's a kind of a piece of work, it looks like. Donald Trump is...
He's a piece of work.
Well, he is. He's going to announce, perhaps today, what he wants to do with the Dreamers.
Well, Jeff Sessions is supposed to be making the announcement.
What it'll be Donald Trump's policy.
Yeah.
No, it's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my hands.
Immigration hardliners are calling on Trump to end the program that allows the Dreamers, those brought to the U.S. illegally as children, to be given relief from the threat of deportation, as the U.S. president appeared poised to announce that the system will be scrapped, but not for another 6 months. Now, they're saying that he may say, I'm not going to do anything about it right now, and Congress has to do something, which they won't do. Because they never have.
No.
So DACA is not a law.
No, it's just
now.
It's just been signed by. It was an executive order signed by Barack Obama.
And now it should be a law.
Well, see, Barack Obama was as frustrated. In a sense, Donald Trump is agreeing with Barack Obama. Obama was frustrated with Congress not doing anything about this legally.
He couldn't get his immigration policies in.
And Trump is essentially saying the same thing.
Although
Congress
he's saying, I'll get rid of it.
Well, he's saying, what he's apparently going to say is, I'm postponing any action on this. Congress needs to deal with it. Or if he gets rid of it, Congress will have to deal with it. One way or the other.
These are kids that are in school and have jobs,
Some
which
of
they
them
have
are in the
to
military.
have in order to qualify.
Yeah.
It's not just, blanket everybody can do it. These are good contributing members of our society. So let's get rid of them.
But I'm building a wall.
So just as we get rid of Hurricane Harvey, here comes Hurricane Irma.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a Category 5 storm with maximum winds of 175 miles an hour, and Florida looks like the target this time. The latest forecasts have Irma on a direct path towards South Florida, raising the possibility that we will be hit with, that the United States will be hit with major hurricanes back-to-back. Governor Rick Scott of Florida declared a state of emergency on Monday and cautioned state employees, do not attribute this storm to climate change. I just made that part up, but I bet he did.
I believed you when you said that because it's that believable.
Yeah. And the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, says that the $8 billion that have been earmarked already by the White House for Hurricane Harvey relief, he said that's great. That's kind of that's a down payment. $8 billion. That's just it's going to be about $180 billion to take care of all the damage that's been done. And part of this is Houston's fault in that the way they have allowed that city to be built. There's too much, and there's too much asphalt. There's too much asphalt.
There's
too
nowhere
much concrete. There's nowhere for the water to go. And you can plan for this kind of stuff with catch basins and all of that kind of thing, but they haven't done it. They've just allowed it to grow. Without any control.
Which is weird because this is not the first time that Houston is flooded.
No.
They've had flooding problems in the past, and you'd think that they'd plan for that.
Well, they're just too.
Although this was an awful lot.
They're too interested in getting the property tax money and all of that, so they just allow people to build willy-nilly. Oh, and by the way, quickly, last week I had said something about Texas voting for Donald Trump or not voting for Donald Trump. Texas as a state went for Donald Trump in the election. The city of Houston didn't.
No.
The city of Houston was was Hillary. They voted for Hillary as a bloc. So that's where I was going off base on that. And I couldn't figure out where I'd heard that or what I'd heard. And I finally saw that this week. And then finally, Gina, for you.
What?
George and Amal Clooney.
I know.
They're out and about now. This
Are
is
they?
their first public appearance.
My favorite.
Since the twins were born, Iggy and Jeff.
That's
are
their
twins.
Their names are not Iggy and Jeff.
It's Iggy and, isn't it Iggy and Jeff?
No, it's Ella and Alexander.
Oh,
it's funny that you know that off the top of your head.
I thought it was. I'm sorry.
She really is pretty, though.
Yes, she is.
Where did
Let's get there she is.
Where did I hear Iggy and Jeff?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's pretty, but if she didn't control those eyebrows, she'd be a shaggy dog. She'd have, you can tell she's got lots.
She's amazing looking.
She's 39, and she channeled the effortless grace of Audrey Hepburn, it says here, in a flowing lilac Versace gown. It's kind of easier to be really good looking when you have this kind of money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I had a lot, no.
You'd look like George Clooney if you had his money. I don't think so.
I don't
think you should carry that analogy to its logical conclusion.
I'd look like Iggy or Jeff. One of the two.
Iggy or Jeff.
Yeah. They were at the some event.
I believe it's the Venice Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. That's it. Sports,
weather, traffic.
Weather,
Sports, BYU is terrible. Go Utes.
But somebody hit 4 home runs in a game yesterday.
I don't know. That's baseball.
That's sports, Gina. Sports.
This is my sports report. I can do what I
It's-
want in
well,
it.
then stop
If I want
call-
to spend my entire sports report saying BYU is terrible,
Stop calling it a sports report.
call it whatever I want. Weather, that's not good for a long time. 95 for a high today. We could get up to 100 tomorrow, which is absurd.
But it looks like it's getting to the upper 80s here in a few days.
Oh, good.
Well, that'd be good.
And the air is bad. It's fires in California, but also I just saw a report of some fires up in South Weber and Uinta. So some fires in Davis County this morning going to be contributing to that as well. Traffic, we've got a multi-vehicle crash northbound I-15 approaching Parish Lane in Centerville. The 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic is backing into Bountiful.
There's a semi-truck rollover.
Yeah. There's also a multiple vehicle accident northbound I-15, 2100 north in Lehigh. A few minutes ago, they had all the traffic stopped as emergency vehicles were arriving on the scene. I don't know if they've reopened that, but avoid that area if at all possible. And thank you to the friends of the program that have been sending in traffic. You do that by texting it to us, 33986, brought to you by Sean Hogan and Everest Collision. They want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving and download the Everest Collision app responsibly.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Nobody asked. I kind of stayed away from this guy during Hurricane Harvey, but this is just pathetic.
Well, what now?
Joel Osteen blamed the city of Houston for not immediately designating his megachurch as a shelter, as he denied rampant allegations that it was shuttered to victims of the hurricane. The toothy multimillionaire televangelist was all smiles on CBS this morning as he explained how the city instead asked Lakewood Church to be a distribution center. The city runs the shelters. They asked for a distribution center. We could have been a shelter from day one, but the city didn't ask. Well, you didn't offer.
And many other churches, mosques,
Stepped
LDS
up.
wards,
Stepped up and offered.
They just opened up.
They didn't wait for somebody
No.
to say. They just said, we have a place. Come into this place.
We've been accused of shutting out Harvey victims, but no, that's not true. Nobody asked us to open as a shelter, Osteen said.
I also saw a report that they held a church service this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And there were people there that they were finally sheltering. And they had the goal to ask for donations during the church service from the people.
Well, we need donations from you guys to help you guys.
Exactly. And let's not forget the mattress store guy.
Yeah.
He opened his up without asking the city
Mattress
of
Mac.
Houston. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Boner candidate number 3. Nobody asked.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1 seems like a reasonable response. You know, your husband's playing too much golf. You cut off his joint and flush it down the toilet. That's what this woman did in South Korea. Boner candidate number 2. Kids can't do anything for themselves these days. An Indian man's parents flew to Florida to beat their son's wife for being disobedient. We're going to come and help you beat your wife. And boner candidate number 3, nobody asked.
Now, one of you random boner voters this time around is going to win what?
Tickets to see The Used.
Oh, there we go. So, a nice change. It's time to vote for round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number. Put it in the message of your text. And text that to 33986. Most people vote that way, and here they come. Right. You can call, use your voice to vote, 877-602-9696. Let's see, Nick is taking your votes in the producer's booth. Go to x96.com. You can vote there as well. Just look for the box that says September 5th, round 1. and click on that. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, it's easy to vote. You've got less than 300 seconds to do it, though. Let's go. Round 1, boner voting.
Give me something. After Radio from Hell, we'll kick off your workday with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X.
Do we still have popcorn in the building?
Yeah, why?
Because we should get rid of it all.
This might be the evidence that we have some. I'm eating it. God, you're a genius. You should be a detective.
Everybody knows you're eating it. Can we get rid of all the popcorn in the building so Bill doesn't eat it on the air anymore?
I'm attempting to get rid of it right now. I'm eating it.
But the fact that you have a small bowl of it tells me there's a bigger bag of it on your desk, and we'll be enjoying this
There
for
are
weeks to
3
come.
big bags of it on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry yourself about it. It's fine.
If you would hurry and eat it, then he wouldn't be able to.
I need to take care of it.
You need to take some initiative.
She won't touch any of it.
I will.
No, this is Thai curry coconut. She won't touch
I
it.
won't eat that one.
And then there's white cheddar pepper.
No, I
she
won't.
won't touch that.
Nope.
And then there's seaweed.
No,
she won't touch that either.
I like the rosemary truffle one.
It's gone.
Yeah, it was the first to go.
Because it's the best.
Because it's the best.
No, it's the only one you'll eat. Does not mean it's the best.
If it's gone, it's the best.
The Thai curry coconut is the best.
Is that what you have
It's good
there?
too.
Yeah.
So weeks and weeks we'll be enjoying.
No, I'm taking it home today.
Okay, good.
Don't worry about it. I'll take it home.
Okay, good.
And,
yeah.
you don't have to call attention to it.
No, I don't, because everybody can tell.
No,
And that's really why he wanted to get off the phone. He has a phobia about hearing people eating.
Oh, they couldn't tell.
They could.
No,
Yes,
they can't
yes, they
tell.
can.
You cannot tell that I'm eating popcorn on the air right now.
No.
There's no way you can tell. I'm a professional and I know how to do it. I am a professional radio personality who knows.
I was going to say,
Now, if it was TV.
half of that sentence is true.
If it was TV, you could tell because you'd see me doing
I
it.
think Dan Rascone has stories of news anchors eating.
I bet he doesn't.
Listen, I've seen Dan Rascone pick his teeth while doing a news story.
On a live shot?
Yeah. Standing there with a toothpick going, well, tonight's news.
Atropos tweets, I hope that someday I can win a prize and have Bill ask me questions with a mouthful of popcorn.
Listen, these are our friends. You eat popcorn with friends. These are all our friends.
It just is going to make people hungry. That's what it does.
I am hungry now, actually. Talking about all
the
this.
popcorn, there's
Thai curry.
on his desk.
Thai curry coconut.
Radio from Hell show. Call 877-602-9696. Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, Gina on X96.
All right, time to award round 1 of your boner voting.
And round 1 is brought to you in part by steak.
Just steak?
All right.
Just straight ahead steak?
I grilled a bunch of steaks.
Ribeye, a strip?
Bone-in ribeye and bone-in New York.
Okay. Back to work you go. After you punch out, swing over to Gracie's for Geeks Who Drink Trivia at 6:30. Chris Orrock, and the Laszlos at 7. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates. Adults only.
So boner candidate number 1 seems like a reasonable response. The woman who in South Korea who cut off her husband's penis and flushed it down the toilet because he was playing too much golf. He was apparently also abusive and didn't give her any money, but I mean, really? Well, I guess it seems like a reasonable response. Boner candidate number 2, kids can't do anything for themselves these days. An Indian man's parents flew to Florida to help him beat his wife for being disobedient. And boner candidate number 3, nobody asked. Televangelist Joel Osteen saying he didn't open his megachurch down there in Houston to Hurricane Harvey victims because the city didn't ask me to initially. They didn't ask. I would have, but they didn't ask. Mackenzie won the tickets to see The Used, and it was a fierce boner voting battle between number 2 and number 3, and the winner, number 2.
Really?
What?
Kids can't do anything for themselves these days.
Well,
by about 10 votes.
Okay. Well, all right then. I mean, we don't pick them. The obvious one did not win. Somebody's messing with the votes.
Well, there was a lot of bot voting for both candidates.
Yep.
So
we got to figure out how to fix that.
we might have to take back our vote as many times as you like. It might be time to have that conversation.
Might be. Or
okay, let's take it back. We'll take it back now. If you see somebody voting like that with the texts, that's where it comes from. People in texting, they vote. They set their phone to just vote again and again. If you see a phone number that's doing that, then just count it as one vote.
Are we officially getting rid of it? Richie, are you listening?
I mean, I can block them. I mean, it is possible to block those numbers, but,
Nah, don't block them.
I don't want to go that far necessarily.
No, don't block them. Just if you notice, when you're whoever's counting the text votes. We're going to limit it. If you see that happen,
The limit?
Yeah.
Okay, go with the limit.
Bots are ruining everything.
Producer's booth has spoken. All right, so that one goes forward. That winner goes forward to round 3, actually, to Boner Fight. Yeah. It possibly becomes Boner of the Day. Round 2 will be determined in the 8 o'clock hour. We start at 8:20 and start voting at about 8:40. All right, find out who Boner of the Day is today at 9:25.
We do this because it's so edgy.
It's so edgy.
It's edgy.
All the cool kids are doing more boners.
Yeah. We had a criticism. Now, I heard somebody, I guess, I forget who I was talking to. It was either our dinner guest last night or somebody on the weekend said, I really like the way you're doing the boners now.
You had a dinner guest?
We did.
Who was your dinner guest?
It's for me to know and you to find out.
I'll find out now when you tell me.
No, we got to do geek news.
Oh, I'm interested in your dinner guest.
Well, Gina, you may be, but I bet nobody else is.
I'm not a bot. I just really wanted number 3 to win. Well, you didn't try hard enough. And then the other one is meanies. I'm not a bot.
Meanies?
Well, still, you're screwing up. We're going to limit it.
We're going to limit it.
We'll let you have, 5 votes? 10?
10.
We're letting you have 10 votes.
Okay.
Via
That's
text.
reasonable.
All right.
That's reasonable.
Okay. Is this sponsored, Gina?
Yes, brought to you by Snowbird Season Pass is on sale now and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com.
Meanies.
Meanies. There is a brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available now for your consumption. The name of the episode is Jerky Throne.
Okay.
Because heavy is the jerky head that wears the jerky crown that sits on the jerky throne.
I gotcha.
Let's see. Now, I'm saving the most important story till the end.
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right.
The best and most important story.
Okay.
Till the end,
Okay.
so. Did you know that there was a brand new Marvel show in theaters this weekend?
In theaters?
Did you know?
No.
Did you know?
No.
Yeah, most people didn't know.
What?
The Inhumans.
Why have I not heard about this at all?
It's a TV series, but IMAX helped produce it.
Oh. So it's
And
not like a wide release.
So it was in IMAX theaters across the nation. It was the first 2 episodes of the TV series, which you'll be able to see. Bill Frost will tell us about it coming up, I'm sure. You'll be able to see it in a month or 2. And Jimmy went.
Yeah.
Not good?
Him and 4 other people in the theater on a
Nobody-
Friday.
well, nobody knew about it.
That's the thing, is that it was not promoted well at all.
Again,
I mean,
that's
I saw it
something
on
Kerry
Twitter.
Jackson should have told us about.
Exactly. I honestly didn't know that it was opening this weekend. I mean, I saw ads for it, but I could never really find, is it open here or not? Yeah, him and 4 other people. Terrible, apparently. Not good.
Oh, it's the show itself is terrible.
Yeah,
huh?
it's not good.
Well, maybe the makers know this and just sort of wanted it to
I don't know what
come
happened.
out and hope nobody paid attention.
I mean, admittedly, it's a difficult property. It's one that is it's hard to unpack, and it does need a TV show to explain it all, because it's kind of complicated. I don't know if you could do it in a movie. But yeah, it just failed miserably, and the reviews all around are just terrible. So there you go. Well, I will wait for it to be on TV for free and watch that. Some more good news for Marvel.
Yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming. They have hired back the writers to write the sequel, Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. And they are currently talking to the director to come back as well. So that's good news.
Everybody liked that. So
Yes. The next big DC movie is Justice League, opens in November. But the next one that they're going to start working on is Shazam.
Do we need a Shazam?
Are you asking me, or
Well, because
what
you're
or
gonna
who?
have. Well, then the question Carrie naturally goes to: Do you introduce ISIS?
Well, she's being introduced on a TV show.
And is she ISIS?
Yeah.
They
well,
call
we'll
her
find
ISIS.
out. We'll find out.
Who's Shazam? I don't know who that is.
Bill, you don't know ISIS and Shazam?
No.
Shazam is a little boy named Billy Batson.
Okay.
Who, when he says Shazam, lightning strikes because look for the acronym for Shazam, what Shazam stands for, because it's the Greek gods or something like that. And he's struck by lightning, and he is turned into a full-grown man.
Yeah.
Who is Captain Marvel is his name, but Shazam is the name of the property.
It's funny you Google Shazam and it's all the Shazam music stuff that
Oh,
comes
really?
up
Oh,
immediately.
that's right,
Now I
because
have
of
to
the-
look for Shazam.
because
What
of the
Marvel?
app. No, it's DC.
DC. Okay.
But the reason I'm telling you about this is because there's a rumor that they've already cast it. When you go online today, you'll see that they've already cast it and that this guy is playing it. That's fake news, all right? So just ignore that. They do have a director, David F. Sandberg, who recently did Annabelle Creation, said that he is going to be directing it. And he also stated that it will be the most lighthearted DC film yet. Big attraction for you of this character is the fact that every kid dreams of being Superman.
What would be another example of a lighthearted DC film?
Exactly.
You know.
I mean, you could maybe say Suicide Squad. I don't know. He said, I certainly did, and Billy Batson as a kid gets to get that chance. He gets to become a superhero, so it'll be big with superpowers. And so imagine if Superman had the brain of a little kid.
Here's the acronym.
Here's the acronym.
Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, Mercury.
Yeah, so he
has all of them.
All of that.
Okay.
But it will be lighthearted, we swear. And now the best news I've saved till the end.
Okay.
Everyone will breathe a sigh of relief when I give you this story.
Yes.
Indiana Jones 5.
I know what this is.
The script by David Koepp.
Yeah.
He's penned the script for the 5th film.
That's good.
Was asked, what can you tell us about it? And he only said 2 things. Harrison Ford plays Indiana Jones.
Yes.
That I can say.
Yes.
And Shia LaBeouf's character is not in the film. Is not in...
Now, does he exist? Is there a kid out there somewhere?
Probably, but he is not in it. Because, boy, at the end of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, they really led you to believe that he was going to be the next one.
What a relief.
Do you feel better now?
Hated that movie. I actively
There were some cool
hated
parts.
that
So
movie.
stupid.
There were 2 or 3 cool parts, but yeah.
It's ants!
All in all, I love the ants. All right.
Oh, it's a bad day out on
Have you got the Weber Canyon thing?
Weber Canyon.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
I'm-
apparently a huge fire at the mouth of Weber Canyon.
Oh, well, yeah, I told you that earlier.
And, it's somebody's just texted and said, nothing's moving. Cars stopped in every direction.
Rollover crashes northbound I-15 in Pleasant Grove, Lehigh, Bountiful, southbound 15 in Salt Lake. On-ramp 5th West in Bountiful to northbound I-15 closed due to a semi-rollover. Let's see if I have that. That fire isn't coming up in traffic, although I had it just as a news report that there was a fire there. Another crash, Redwood Road, 6100 South. Crash northbound I-15, 114th South. And there's still some power outages, Saratoga Springs, Eagle Mountain area, causing traffic lights to be out. So it's just sort of bad everywhere.
So apparently this fire, it's in South Weber and Weber Canyon. Homes are being threatened by the flames. Traffic is going nowhere, so that's northbound 89. Nothing's getting through.
Oh.
And there's a fire in South Ogden as well, or maybe it's part of the same thing. And the traffic signals are out on Harrison Boulevard and 5600 South. So.
Wow. Welcome back to your work week.
Amen. All right. Let's see. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Our 3-Bit Gaming segment coming up after these.
I want to tell you about an incredible offer, though, from Diamonds Direct.
These guys are really something.
They, for a limited time, you can get this is great, 5 years, no interest on any purchase at Diamonds Direct. And if you've never been there, this is a good reason for you to go and look and see what the store's like.
It's just south of Fashion Place Mall and a beautiful showroom. I think you'll have a hard time believing you're going to get a good deal on a diamond when you walk in there because it's so pretty.
Right now, pick any item at Diamonds Direct. Spread your payments over 5 years without paying a single cent in interest. It's an amazing opportunity for a limited time only. You know, like you could buy a $10,000 GIA certified diamond and pay about $167 a month for it, and it'd be paid off in 5 years and no interest.
Wow.
Yeah. It's never happened before. Never been a better time or a better way to buy fine jewelry. 0 interest financing for 5 years at Diamonds Direct. That's, of course, on approved credit. Offer ends soon. 6400 South, just south of the Fashion Place Mall.
Hi there, it's Kerry Jackson. Geek Show is me and all my best friends sitting in my basement studio, drinking, laughing, and talking about the stuff we love. Sci-fi, movies, TV shows, comic books, toys, games, and more. Get a new Not Safe for Work episode every Monday morning.
GeekShowPodcast.com.
I had a bizarre experience yesterday.
What?
So I don't order a lot of stuff from Amazon, but my gosh, it's really convenient. You know,
I was going to say, why not?
I mean, I don't know why I don't do it more, but it's
because it hurts local businesses.
Yeah, I'd rather shop
That's
locally.
the reason you shouldn't.
I'd rather shop locally, but there were every once in a while there's a specialty item I can't find, or I can't find. Maybe it's a pair of some clothing I can't find the right size or whatever. So anyway, I ordered this item. It doesn't matter what it was from Amazon. It was $10, and it was free shipping because I'd have Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the way they track the packages, man, it's really slick. I mean, they say, okay, the package is left here, and now it's here, and now it's here,
Mm-hmm.
and then they say, the package has been delivered to your house. It's on your front porch, and it was there at 3:15.
Yeah.
So when it said that, I went out and there was no package. And I'm looking around. I go, there's no package anywhere. But clearly it said 3:15. So I got a hold of Amazon, and they said, well, I said maybe it just got delivered. It must have just gotten delivered somewhere else. And they said, well, we'll just refund your money. And I said, well, I don't know. Should I wait a day or two? Well, you could, but we'll just refund your money, and we'll give you a $5 credit for your trouble. And I said, okay, thanks. And then I thought, I'm not going to order that thing again anyway. I'll go try and find it somewhere else. So yesterday, the woman next door comes over and says, here, this was delivered to my house. Now, Amazon has already said they're going to credit my account for $10. So she comes over and says, here, this package was delivered here accidentally. It's for you. It's the missing item. So my decision then is, do I keep it and steal $10 from Amazon? Or no, I don't. So
now you're on record.
Right. Well,
this is the radio bill?
So I say to myself, no, of course I don't. And I called them. It was such a hassle to get them to take $10 back from me. I was on the phone for a half an hour. It's like they couldn't figure out how to do it practically.
Nobody's ever called to give us money back.
I said, I just don't want to cheat you out of this $10. Well, okay. It's like
we're not used to people.
It's just $10.
Doing the right thing.
I mean, I was on hold for 20 minutes while this woman tried to figure out how to. She wasn't quite. So either she was inept or it just doesn't happen. I don't know. But what a hassle to get to give them back their $10. And I hope I still get my $5 credit.
I'm sure you will.
I hope.
Pictures of your own family aren't enough? Well, follow Gina Barberi on Twitter at RFHGina. Weekday mornings on X96.
Gaming, our 3-bit gaming segment brought to you by Black Velvet Boutique, locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource, open 7 days a week. Drop in and find something special and fun, located at 293 South State in Clearfield or blackvelvetboutique.com.
Someone points out that the September gaming segment got a name change just before it was going to make sense again.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, but we have to call it the 3-bit gaming segment because that's the name of the podcast we're trying to get people to listen to.
Listen to it.
Here he is, Jonathan, whose last name I've never taken the trouble to learn.
I feel like not telling you now.
Well,
I mean, why ruin the illusion?
And Jonathan, I'm not asking.
I'm like, share.
I'm just, I really don't want to know.
Okay.
Jonathan here with some games to tell us about. There's all kinds of new releases right now. Let's just get right into it quickly.
Cool. So we'll buzz through these really quickly. Big month, the end of the year is always great for video games. One of these big things that came out, this is just in the news sphere. Microsoft has been, one of the VPs at Microsoft confirmed that they are in talks with Sony about crossplay, about essentially Xbox players would be able to play with PlayStation players, would be able to play with PC players.
That's huge.
It's huge because this is something they haven't been able to do ever, and people have always wanted to do. And maybe if your friend has a PlayStation, you have an Xbox, like it's always been. So this is going to be huge. If it does go through, people are like, Sony might kill it because Sony won the console wars. So the PS4 is way better, and so they're like, maybe they won't do it.
What about my Atari?
Yeah, I don't know if Atari's in on this. But like as far as like online multiplayer fan bases, this could be huge for games. It could be huge for just online gaming in general. So really exciting. Another thing, this game came out last month, Sonic Mania. This is the best reviewed Sonic game in the last 15 years. So if you liked Sonic back in the day and you really enjoyed it, maybe it's time to check it out. It's a 2D side scroller just like the old ones. Got a ton of like really fun gameplay and stuff, and it's just old fan service. So yeah, if you loved the old Sonic games,
he's a hedgehog, you know.
He's blue, and he loves chili dogs, of course.
All right.
And all the new graphics look amazing.
Oh, it's really good looking. It's supposed to be super fun. People are digging it.
Let's hurry. I want to get to this one.
Okay, the next one, Age of Empires 4 was announced. This was teased by Bill Gates 2 years ago on Reddit, and everyone's like, what? There hasn't been a new one in like the last 12 years, and so it's one of these top-down games where you select units. And it's kind of these nerdy real-time strategy games where you're like sending an army over here, well, you send another army over here, and you're building an army in your base and defending your base and all this stuff. So,
is it kind of like Risk?
Kind of like Risk, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess, I guess you could say
a little
that.
bit. Next up, Destiny 2. This is probably the biggest release this month. Hugely anticipated. Think like Halo with a bunch of loot and all these other things that you can bolster your character with, and it gives you reasons to play well past you've beaten the story. You can keep playing, doing all these different things with people online. First-person shooter in space.
It's in space.
Yep.
War in space.
War in space. Always a war in space.
Yeah.
Next up, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. This is out on September 19th on just about any console or PC. It's a 2D fighting game. It combines the Marvel and the Capcom universe. So Capcom video games like Resident Evil, Mega Man, those types of things, and then you have a fighting game with, Iron Man and those Thanos.
So you could have Rocket Raccoon versus.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyone you're familiar with the Marvel universe, you want to watch them kick the crap out of a bunch of video game characters from the Capcom universe?
What now? Who's in the Capcom universe?
Mega Man. Let's see.
Like Resident Evil characters. It's not really a lot of super recognizable like big names.
Yeah. Okay.
But if people play like a lot of video games, especially like Japanese video games, they'll recognize characters. It's these fighting games.
They're fun fighting games.
They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if you like Mortal Kombat style games and you want to play with Rocket Raccoon.
So can the Marvel characters lose?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Yeah, I think Thanos is the bad guy in this, and he's got an infinity gauntlet and everything. It's basically like the movies.
So now, is this the music for the...
This is
so this is the last one. This is called
so cool.
Cuphead. It's out on September 29th on Windows, and they've been working on it for a couple years. It is a side-scrolling 2D game, and it looks like 1930s style animation. And
it's really great looking.
It's awesome. It looks so cool. It's like, imagine old Mickey Mouse cartoons as a video game, and they're goofy and it's fun and quirky.
The flowers have faces and they're dancing and
they're fighting frogs. They're fighting vegetables.
Vegetables.
Yeah, carrots, all sorts of stuff. You got to kill the garden. It's just weird. And if you like that animation style and you like side-scrolling video games, it's
What is a side-scrolling video
so
game?
left to right, like Mario, Sonic, that type of thing.
So he's jumping onto things. It's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a platformer. It looks. You got to check it out. It's called Cuphead, all one word, and it's been made by this indie studio. And they keep every year at E3 they release a new trailer and everyone gets super stoked and they're like, when's it coming out? They're like, soon.
So how do I don't play video games.
Do you have a computer?
So I can just find this on my computer and
I
pay
think
for
if
it?
you so there's an app called Steam, and so if you
my
have
kids use that.
Yeah, so you can get it on Steam.
Okay.
Basically, I think it's on Windows. I just don't
I
think
thought it was released on all
Is it on
platforms.
consoles? I might have been wrong.
could be
When I
wrong.
was looking, I could be totally wrong, but it may be. I'd be actually surprised if it wasn't.
I mean, it looks like a
check.
cartoon so much that even in each chapter they stop at the beginning for Cuphead in Botanic Panic. you know.
Yeah, they have like the intro screens and everything that look the same.
They fight the frogs. It's called Clip Joint Calamity.
Yeah, it'll be on Xbox and Microsoft Windows.
Yes.
Okay.
So just Xbox.
Cuphead.
No PlayStation for Cuphead.
All right. It's really cool looking.
There you go.
Yeah.
I might play a video game because of this.
You have to. It looks kind of entry level like Mario game.
Yeah.
Cup, C-U-P, not top. All right.
Cup.
Cup.
Like his head is a actual cup.
If you want to see an example of it, you can go to x96.com and you'll scroll down and you'll see the 3-Bit Gaming segment for today.
It's got all the trailers.
And if you're sitting here saying you rushed Jonathan through describing all of these, I would like to hear more about them. You should listen to his podcast.
We will be talking about all of these in the coming weeks on our podcast.
And the podcast is
3-Bit Gamer Show. Anywhere you can download podcasts on X96, just anywhere you're looking for it.
All right. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks, guys.
What is your last name?
Desing.
Desing.
He won't remember.
I was going to say, promptly forget it.
Yeah. All right.
I have major traffic. Fire and smoke have closed US 89 at the mouth of Weber Canyon, both directions. Anywhere around that area. It's not just that the fire crews are having to get in there to fight it. The smoke is so bad, it's dangerous to drive.
People are sending us some pictures into the chat room, and it looks scary.
Rollover crashes northbound I-15 in Pleasant Grove, Lehigh, and Bountiful. All of those places. It's like everyone went on vacation for the weekend and forgot how to drive. Delays from 5th South and Bountiful to Parish Lane in Centerville. This was that earlier semi-rollover crash. Avoid that area, I-15 North, just before Centerville. It sounds like maybe you just needed an extra day of vacation. Don't drive today.
And the power's still out in Eagle Mountain and Saratoga Springs.
Yep.
Oh, they don't need power in Eagle Mountain.
No. They have their sense of self-satisfaction to power everything. All right, we got round 2 of your boner votes coming up. Stand by for that. Do we have candidates?
Yes, we do. I'm sorry. Boner candidate number 1 will be, it was the last one. Number 2, I thought they came from Mommy. And boner candidate number 3, bad decisions all around.
All right, thank you very much. Boner round 2 and Big Boy News and Opinioendo all coming up in the next break. Stand by for that. If you've been hurt by a video game, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
It's the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com.
If you've been hurt in an accident, and there are plenty of them out there right now, these are the guys you want to call.
Yeah, if you call your insurance company, whether it's your insurance company or somebody else's, they are trying to not pay for as many things as they can.
That's their job. Yeah.
And you should be concentrating on getting better, feeling better, getting back to work if you've been out of work. So let somebody else handle arguing with the insurance company and let that person be the advocate.
When you contact the Advocates, you'll get personal attention from a lawyer, not a paralegal or an assistant. They call their clients back. A lot of attorneys don't do that. They will call you back. They want you to feel valued and important and informed about what's going on. Now, they don't charge you any money unless they take your case and get you a settlement. So call the Advocates if you've been hurt in an accident. 801-355-5550. That's 801-355-5550, or go to UtahAdvocates.com.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a one.
I was yesterday. I was at I was at a business. I'll tell you, I was at a business called Total Health and Fitness, who I believe we're going to be doing some commercials for. So I'm out there talking to the folks and everything, and I get done with my business at Total Health and Fitness, which is in Draper on 123rd South, and I'm just about to leave the building where Total Health and Fitness is located. Okay. And a woman walks in and walks up to the desk and says to the lovely receptionist at Total Health and Fitness, "Hi, is this Total Health and Fitness?" To which the receptionist, being a nicer person than I am, said, "Why, yes, it is." And that the woman said, Oh, okay, good. I'd really like to apply for a job. Now, if it had been me as the receptionist, when she walked in and said,
"Yeah,
is this Total Health and Fitness?" And I probably would have been nice to a point and said, "Yes." And when she said, "Oh, good, I'd like to apply for a job," I would have said, "Don't bother."
Exactly.
Because you apparently can't read the signs all over the building. You didn't read the big sign over the door before you walked in. You didn't see the sign on 123rd South, blazing across the building, Total Health and Fitness. You didn't see that anywhere. I'd just as soon you not apply for a job. Thank you. Goodbye.
You think she was being ironic? Because the signs were everywhere?
No. The receptionist did say she's way nicer than I am, but it was probably true. I don't think she was just trying to be nice. She said, "Well, we're not hiring right now." I would have just said, "Don't bother." God. Oh, shit. I'm just sitting there looking at this going, really? Really? I'm not a nice person, though.
No, you're not.
No.
Radio from hell every morning. Alternative music all day. X96.
All right, 8:18. Time now for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote which of these 3 is the worst. Which of these 3 deserves to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. I'll give you 2 candidates now, then a third after the big boy news. One of you lucky boner voters at random will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1 It was the last one. Well, two women fighting over a 29-cent notebook at Walmart during a back-to-school sale.
Was it college ruled?
I think.
Because sometimes they have a lot of the wide rules, but they run out of the college ruled.
And one woman pulled a gun out pulled the gun out and trained it on the other one. Wow. Police in Michigan, Farmington Hills, Michigan, I think it is. Yeah. Oh, there's video, yeah. X96.com/live. They said that the police have reviewed this footage of the Monday incident and submitted the case to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. The fight at the Novi Town Center involved two Farmington Hills residents, age 46 and 32, and a mother and daughter from South Lyon, ages 51 and 20. It is reported that the two Farmington Hills women were shopping for school supplies when one of them reached for the last notebook on the shelf. Police told the Free Press that the 20-year-old also reached for it. The two women pulled the 20-year-old's hair and the woman's mother and pushed aside, but then they pulled out a gun. You know, those Farmington Hills women are they're just too much.
Because what do you... I guess they never think about what happens next, do they?
No.
Like, do they think, I'm going to pull out the gun, she's going to let go of the notebook, and then I will casually walk out of here and nothing will happen?
Nothing will happen to me.
Why are you trying to even put any...
I don't know.
It's just... It's them Farmington Hills women.
I just don't...
It's their fault.
What do you think is going to happen?
Boner candidate number 1. It was the last one. Boner candidate number 2. Oh, I thought they came from Mummy. 1 in 5 British children
little dumb British children
are unaware that eggs come from an animal.
What, do they grow on a tree?
I thought they come from Mommy. The research from Panasonic also showed, I don't know why Panasonic is doing this, also showed that 11% of British kids believe that chocolate grows on trees.
Well, it's sort of.
They're technically correct, but you know. Shockingly, 1 in 5 kids surveyed could not identify a raspberry.
A raspberry?
What's that? It's a raspberry.
Where are all these dumb British kids?
30% couldn't tell the difference between an apple and a mango.
Okay, that's a problem.
The research saw 1,000 children ages between 4 and 12 tested on their food knowledge. Kids found it easier to identify food which is usually bought whole, such as an avocado, rather than items that are usually prepared for British customers, such as a mango. You know, I guess they don't sell whole mangoes often in Britain. They cut them up for you. Interestingly, the items children found easiest to identify correlates with some of the most popular emoji icons, in which both the avocado and the aubergine,
the eggplant,
appear.
I know what that is. Not because I saw one in real life, but it's on my phone.
Oh, Daddy has one of those. Boner candidate number 2. I thought they came from Mummy.
He's our London friend of the program. As a London resident, I can confirm their stupidity.
Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. That's just bad decisions all around.
All right. Big boy news and opinioendo now, brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
It's a story for you, Gina.
Yup.
Family members of Adrian Jones, a 7-year-old boy whose father and stepmother killed him and fed his remains to pigs.
Oh, my God.
Have filed a lawsuit against social workers they say should have removed him from a dangerous situation, according to multiple reports. The lawsuit, filed against social workers from the Missouri Department of Social Services and the Kansas Department for Children and Families, alleges child welfare workers knew Adrian was being physically abused but didn't remove him from his home and instead just documented the abuse. The lawsuit seeks $25 million in punitive damages. Some of his remains were found in the family's pig pen in Kansas City. Adrian's father, Michael Jones, pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, life in prison. Boy's stepmother, guilty, first-degree murder, life in prison. And now other family members are suing the State Department of Social Services about this.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Before you do any other news, we should probably mention, because it's pretty huge, US 89 is completely closed at the mouth of
Weber Canyon. Right
Right
there in the Uinta area.
There's a huge fire there, and they say actually it's more the smoke coming off the fire than anything that has closed it. And they are saying it sounds like probably a train going by sparked that fire somehow. But US 89 completely closed.
And now I just looked at Twitter. Fire crews are working to contain a huge fire at the Fazio Egg Farm in Erda, Utah.
Good Lord.
I don't know what's happening today.
Huge fire, and there are pictures of this fire in these chicken coops, I guess. And man, President Donald Trump's threat to cut off trade with any country that does business with North Korea.
Did he bother to look at the list of countries?
Would have, I doubt it, would have massive consequences on the global economic stage if executed, experts say.
Wrong.
Trump's threat came after continued aggression from North Korea, which recently conducted its most powerful nuclear test. If the president followed through on that threat, it would mean ending trade with China, the United States' largest trading partner. According to 2015 data from the Census Bureau and Bureau of Economic Analysis, the value of trade in goods and services between the U.S. and China is about $663 billion.
But it's not just China.
China accounts for the vast majority of North Korean exports and imports, but other countries that do business with North Korea include India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Brazil, Chile, Thailand, the Philippines, and Russia. So if
it's not going to happen.
No, it will never happen. It's just him talking out of his ass like he always does. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what countries. He doesn't research anything. He just talks.
I heard
crazy
on Twitter, Matt Oswald, who's Patton's brother, who's also hilarious. You should follow him on Twitter. He said, "I dare any reporter with the DACA stuff today to ask President Trump what DACA stands for. I guarantee you he doesn't know what it's an acronym for."
I can't quite remember, but I know it's Dreamers.
But he should know.
Yeah, yes, he should. Tesla and SpaceX's CEO, Elon Musk, is predicting we will have World War III.
Thanks.
What's got Musk worried?
I don't know. The news?
North Korea. North Korea should be low on our list of concerns for civilization existential risk, he says, but it isn't right now. But he also is talking about, he goes off on this all the time, artificial intelligence. Competition for AI superiority at national level most likely will cause World War III, Musk said. That prediction was in response to a recent comment from Russian President Vladimir Putin, who said, "Artificial intelligence is the future, not only of Russia, but of all mankind. Whoever becomes the world leader in that sphere, in the artificial intelligence sphere, will become the ruler of the world,"
well,
he said.
Let's drive all of our scientists out of the country. That'll help.
Drilling rights are now for sale near Dinosaur National Monument. Federal land managers say they will allow drilling for publicly owned oil and gas near the monument in northeastern Utah, despite concerns about environmental disruption in that area. The Bureau of Land Management announced plans to offer drilling rights on about 145 square miles in a December online auction. The agency cited President Trump's goal of increasing domestic energy production. In a news release Friday, officials said energy companies would be required to take steps to protect air and water quality. Governor Herbert has expressed concerns about drilling in that area. There was a giant ghost lobster.
I saw the pictures.
Caught off the coast of Maine.
Now,
well,
it's a ghost.
Shot.
How do you catch a ghost?
Maine lobsterman Alex Todd says, "I've hauled in blue lobsters. I've hauled in some lobsters that were half blue and half orange, but this lobster is almost translucent. The lobster that he caught is ghostly pale blue, looks almost transparent." Todd, who is from Chebaquee Island, said he knew when he saw the translucent lobster in his trap alongside mottled green and brown lobsters that this was, quote, Pretty weird.
It's haunted, eh?
By the way,
haunted.
he tossed it back.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, it's...
oh, they didn't eat it?
No, it's apparently its tail, they notch tails of lobsters. It is an egg-bearing female.
Oh, well,
and
you
they're not
want-
allowed to catch the egg-bearing females. I don't know
Well, that means I can be caught.
whose job is it? No, you can't. You're not egg-bearing anymore. You're a
No,
dust-bearing
that's
female.
what I'm saying. I can be caught.
Oh,
They
you
won't
can
let
be
me
caught,
go.
yeah. But I want to know whose job it is to go find the female lobsters and notch their tails.
That is somebody's job.
What's your job? I work with lobsters. I'm a tail notcher.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah. Oh, and then in Ogden, a bunch of people thought they would have a relaxing day floating down the Ogden River. Kylie, Samantha, Darcy, Eric, they didn't want to share their last names. They were floating the Ogden River Saturday when they noticed something dark floating next to them. Looked like a bag of garbage, Eric said. And then she kicked it with her foot to see if it was a garbage bag, and it came down and floated up. So we all got scared. It was a body. And it was a body that had been in the water an awfully long time.
Yeah.
Police say they think that the deceased is a man. They
They think?
Yeah. Not sure who he is or how he died. It looked like it had been there for a while, they said.
Billy, you don't spend enough time floating in waterways around here.
I
you
floated
keep
down
saying you want to find a
I know.
body.
I floated down the Colorado River on Sunday. Didn't see one body. Not one.
Did you bring your poke and stick just in case?
Yes.
Okay.
I always have my poke and stick on the river. And Gina, I hope you are ready for this. Michelle Obama is
coming to town.
Coming to Salt Lake. Are you going?
You should go.
I
How do you?
I don't know.
What
Does
is
it say that how
Can
you
the
get-
public attend? Or
She's scheduled to speak at a user conference.
I'm a user.
In Salt Lake City, hosted by Farmington-based online education company Pluralsight. Pluralsight CEO Aaron Sconard revealed the news in a blog posting calling Obama a role model, champion, and inspiration for women, families, and young people across America and around the world. She will participate in a moderated conversation on the final day of the gathering, which
sounds
runs
like I'm not-
September 19th through the 21st at the Grand America. Other speakers include
I don't care about any other speakers.
BYU and former San Francisco star Steve Young, a guy from Facebook, and somebody
A
from
guy from Facebook?
and somebody
It's
from
me.
NASDAQ. Yeah.
I'm the guy from Facebook. I'll get you in. Don't-
Former former Facebook CIO Tim Campos.
What's-
You can buy tickets.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. $199.
Yeah.
Oh, come
What
on.
does it go for?
It's to Michelle. Here, she just holds out her purse, and people.
You could do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you?
Oh, yeah. Take Jonesy.
I'll bet you
Oh
can get
yeah,
it.
There you
she'd
go.
she'd love it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pluralsight.com.
Okay.
Is where you find out more information about that. And we're going to sports now, is that, or we got more time?
We have time.
Let me tell you about this story then.
Is it the pregnant Kate, Duchess of Cambridge? Is that the story? She's pregnant.
I do have that story.
She's
if
got
you'd
that
like.
bad morning sickness going on
I can tell you that story if you'd like.
because she has that horrible thing where she has to be hospitalized when she's pregnant.
Well,
Really?
It seems as though I don't have to tell you this story.
She's got it committed to
I
memory.
just wanted an excuse for Dylan to put up an adorable family photo of the royal
Well,
family.
as Gina has hinted, Kate Middleton is pregnant.
Yes!
She just kind of hinted about it, but here are the details. Both Prince George and Princess Charlotte are about to receive a special title. How does older sibling sound?
Why do you look confused,
Well,
Carrie?
so, okay. When the queen dies,
yes. It's
does that mean
Charles.
that Charles is the king?
Yes, unless he decides for some reason he doesn't want to be.
He won't. He's been waiting for that way too long.
He's a mother.
I thought about killing Mother, but
and then it's William.
And William is his brother? Is that-
No, that's him. That's
No,
Prince
he's
William.
William. Okay,
Yeah.
he's Prince William.
And then it would be his son.
Okay.
And so his brother is like fourth in line to the throne. And if she's pregnant with another boy, his brother's like
because his brother doesn't have any kids, right?
No.
Okay, all right.
And you know what Kate is? You know what she's nothing. She's nothing.
She's a duchess.
She's not in line for anything.
She's a duchess.
She's duchess.
Yeah, but she's not
duchess
in line
is
for anything.
plenty.
She can.
I would be perfectly fine with duchess.
She could never be queen.
I don't want to be queen. I just want to be a duchess.
I didn't say you.
And our London friend of the program says Charles does not want to be king. He will step aside and pass it to William.
Think?
Really?
Yeah, I think I've heard that as well. He's not.
Not even for a
that.
day?
Well, and that would
King
be
for a day.
that would actually be popular because people don't like Prince Charles.
Really?
No.
Oh, I thought they liked him.
No,
he killed Diana.
He didn't.
Carrie, would you keep up?
He killed her.
No, it was the paparazzi that did that.
She passed, Carrie.
He cheated on her with Camilla.
With Camilla, but
you know?
I thought they liked her now.
He wanted to be a tampon.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I thought they liked her and him now.
No.
London friend of the program.
No, they don't.
I mean, I haven't been there in so long, but
no, they don't care for him at all.
Okay.
And let's.
Oh, a London friend of the program. Charles is a total. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
No, that's
douche canoe.
Can't say that.
He's a douche canoe. And the lobster. By the way, I told you about the lobster, the ghost lobster. And I think I mentioned this, but I don't know why it's a news story all of a sudden today. Speaking of lobster, a Utah couple, Ben and Lauren Smaha, are lobster roll kings and queen. They are the title holder of the world's best lobster roll. They went to a competition in Massachusetts and won Best in Show, and they have a place up in Park City.
Well, they got the food truck too.
Do they have a truck as well?
Yeah, that's where they usually park in. They're in Holiday.
Freshies is the name of the restaurant. Is that the name of the truck? So have you had the lobster roll?
I did. The truck's been around longer than the restaurant, apparently.
I had the lobster roll up at the restaurant, and oh my God, it's good.
It was really good.
It's really good. Now, if you want to buy a lobster roll, they're not inexpensive, but
there's a $20 one and a $25 one.
Yeah, but boy, they're good.
At least that's the truck prices.
Yeah. So there you go. Go get a lobster. They're in Holiday. Did you say?
Well, that's a food truck.
Yeah, that's a food truck. I can't remember. It's Thursdays
like
Thursday or Friday. There's a place where they park in Murray Holiday Road, and they do the food trucks there.
I'm going to have to go do that because that is a great lobster roll. That's it. Sports. Oh, sports. Let me ask you this.
What?
So, our dinner friends last night, the friends we had over for dinner, the Maudlins, they go to University of Utah home games all the time, basketball and football. And they were at the opener game, and it was announced that Spencer Cox was sitting in the student section.
They put him up on the Jumbotron.
And apparently, he was roundly booed.
Booed?
Well,
booed.
Because he's a BYU guy usually.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Well, they wondered about that. I mean, they said,
he
why?
tweeted about it.
Did he?
Yeah.
They said, why were they booing him so much? And
because he's a BYU guy.
Well, they should have known that.
You should follow Spencer Cox on Twitter. He's great on Twitter, and he commented on it.
They said we thought it was probably just because he is a Republican.
No,
well, that's enough, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
For me.
So he must have enjoyed being booed then, if he's a BYU.
He tweeted a picture of it and said, "I'm usually a Cougar, but I'm
here today supporting the Utes."
Yeah, you know. All right. If I'd known you were talking about that, I could have pulled it up for you.
Yeah, I just wondered if it was anything in particular.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's just stupid rivalry. Then.
So that's sports.
Okay.
That and BYU's terrible.
Boo!
They just are.
Wow.
Here it is. He said, "Thanks, Twitter peeps, for worrying about my salvation. It took me 42 years to get to a game at Rice Eccles, but my heart is pure Cougar." So
that was his first time he'd been to a game at Rice Eccles,
I guess.
apparently.
Yeah. And he wore a Utah shirt.
And they booed him? Rotten fans.
Guess, yeah.
All right.
That's sports, brought to you by Bad Apple, introducing low price guarantee on iPhone screen repair. Just bring in the advertised price from another business and Bad Apple will beat it. Go to badapplerepair.com. You can boo the weather, too, because that's dumb. 95. Tomorrow.
Boo!
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow we could get up to 100.
100?
In September. That's not right. Traffic. So here's the deal. US 89 closed at Weber Canyon, both directions. There's a fire there and lots of smoke, making visibility just about nothing in that area. Closed both directions. Avoid that if you can. Also avoid I-15 northbound just before Centerville. There's a rollover crash there. Earlier rollover crash with multiple vehicles in Lehigh this morning, going northbound I-15. Just lots of problems this morning. There was also power outages, not only in Utah County, but in Weber County, which is affecting some traffic lights in Weber County. Just lots of issues today.
All right.
Thank you, friends of the program, for sending in stuff.
It's Friday on the food trucks.
Okay.
At the Soho Food Park, 4747 Holiday Boulevard East.
Excellent.
Holiday.
Excellent. All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Bad decisions all around. A 14-year-old babysitter, her boyfriend, and mother have been arrested for leaving a baby at a Long Island casino, police said. DeJoanna Stewart was arrested along with her juvenile daughter and daughter's boyfriend after allegedly leaving the baby alone at the casino in late August. Police arrested the three a day after officials said the child's 21-year-old mother hired the sitter, who claimed to be 18 years old, through sittercity.com. Be sure when you go to these websites you need to vet the babysitters yourself, said Suffolk County Police Chief of Department Stuart Cameron. When the mother failed to pick up her 9-month-old child, so the mother didn't come back to pick up the baby when she said she would.
Yeah.
The 9-month-old baby. So the 14-year-old babysitter called police around 6:40 that evening. The babysitter said, everything's okay. Everything's been resolved, and we will meet with the mother, and a meeting is set. Apparently, the mother called the police and said, the babysitter didn't show up with my kid. But the babysitter said, no, we've done it. The arrangement allegedly involved another meeting. The caregivers, which included 14-year-old babysitter, her mother, another dispute regarding the pickup. So they keep going back and forth with it.
Where's the baby?
In the casino, by itself.
By itself.
Oh.
Itself. They ended up, the babysitter, the mother, and the boyfriend said, well, okay, she's not showing up, and they left the baby next to a slot machine in the casino.
Someone will find it.
Yes.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Now, so everybody is facing charges. The mother is facing charges, as are the babysitter and her two companions. Boner candidate number 3, bad decisions all around.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, it was the last one, 29-cent notebook. Back to school sale at Walmart. 2 women fighting over it, and one of the women pulled out a gun. Wow. Boner candidate number 2, I thought they came from Mommy. 1 in 5 British school kids don't know that eggs come from an animal. And boner candidate number 3, bad decisions all around.
Let's see. Bill Frost will be here to talk about TV after we award the boner. I just saw him walking up. Time now to decide which of these 3 candidates is the most deserving to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Which one of these 3 is the worst? 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or you can go to x96.com. The radio, the front page, actually, you'll see a box that says September 5th, round 2, and you vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. Less than 300 seconds. Get your vote in now for round 2, boner voting.
I was so angry.
What?
Saturday night. After I went to the Warped Tour, I went to a party, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get home, and I'm out. I was out on the sidewalk. It's not important why. 10 o'clock, out on the sidewalk, and what do I see coming across the street? A raccoon, and there's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of traffic, and the lights in the car honked, and the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic,
Bill treed a coon.
A 50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, you son of a... Get back here!
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God.
I think they've declared war on you.
I think they have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. Raccoons.
No kidding.
Declared war on you.
He stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God he did.
Pyro!
Get away!
Shake his fist. Roadhog!
A little birdie finger.
One of his little bandit hands,
Bird finger.
Their hands are almost human,
They have them,
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me mad.
What are you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on the
Why you were out on the front porch?
I was taking the night air.
He's farting.
Taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey. I gotta go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No.
Taking the night wind.
No.
That's what it is.
No, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't need this crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the coons.
No kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog Chase killed one in the backyard, and ever since then they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, and because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know.
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get them.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with this.
I just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while.
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
Raccoon will kill a cat.
I know. They've been coexisting for a while.
Well, no, I mean, one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before, I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me crazy.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
I'm going to just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where are you going to get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I guess.
You got to bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse?
No, that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man. In part by grilled baked potatoes.
Well, then they're not baked.
Yes, they are.
You bake them and then you grill them?
Gina, again, I will tell you, you do not talk about food.
We don't have time.
Okay, brought to you by Even Stevens Sandwiches presenting Givestock September 9th. It's a reasonable question. Fort Buenaventura Park featuring Dr. Dog, Joshua James, National Parks, Fictionist, and more. Get half-price tickets at Even Stevens locations or full price at GivestockFestival.com.
I will explain it to you later if you like. It doesn't matter because you won't do it. So we had boner candidate number 1. It was the last one. 2 women fighting over a notebook at Walmart. So 29-cent notebook, and guns were in play. Boner candidate number 2. I thought they came from Mommy. It's stupid little British kids who thought that eggs. Well, they don't know. They don't know. Eggs come from an animal. We didn't know that. And boner candidate number 3. Bad decisions all around. The infant abandoned at a casino after mom used an online babysitting service. They were all just totally hugged up on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth won the great boner T-shirt, and the winner, number 1 and number 2, fought it out, but number 1 and number 3 fought it out, but the winner ultimately, number 3, bad decisions all around, the baby abandoned at the casino.
All right, that one goes forward now to Boner Dome for Boner Fight. It might possibly become Boner of the Day. Sponsor, Gina?
Yes, brought to you by Del Taco's new Queso Blanco, a creamy blend of real cheese and peppers. Try it on nachos, fries, burritos, and more. Queso from the drive-thru that's unfreshing believable. Participation may vary.
So Bill Frost is here, growing a beard, I see.
For the moment.
He's here to explain the season finale of Twin Peaks to us.
Let's hear it.
Keep it up, Bill. You can read Bill's columns for City Weekly. You can hear his podcast by going to
BillFrost.tv.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's up?
A whole lot of stuff. If you thought you were going to get a week off from TV, no.
Nope.
Everything's starting.
I don't want a week off.
There's still shows.
Tonight, one of the big ones, American Horror Story, Cult.
You know, I haven't watched it for a while. I may watch this one. It looks really
I may jump back into this one,
got
too.
Twisty the Clown.
I left for a couple of seasons, but I think I might come
And
back.
can we blame the election on supernatural stuff?
It starts on election night, our election night in reality, or what we call reality anymore.
Yeah.
And it goes from there. It follows the rise of a cult leader, played by Evan Peters, returning to the series once again.
I read he's playing like 7 or 8 characters in this season.
Yeah, maybe. We got enough guest stars. We don't need him to. We got people like Lena Dunham and Billy Eichner showing up this season.
Are they a couple?
No.
Oh.
That would be the best.
Billy Eichner's going to show up and yell and claim that he invented the entire thing.
That's a different show.
Oh, okay.
That's difficult people.
Yes.
But yeah, it's kind of gives me, at least the first couple episodes kind of reminded me, this kind of feels like the first season.
Oh, good, because the first one I liked.
That's my favorite season, so I definitely recommend this one. And also tonight, Mark Maron has a new stand-up special.
Oh.
Well, half sit-down special.
Yeah, he doesn't stand very much.
It's called Too Real.
Too Real.
Too Real. I keep wanting to add a comma, man.
Where's that,
onto
on
it,
Netflix?
Netflix, yeah.
All right.
Everybody's getting their own Netflix stand-up special.
Of course.
Tomorrow night, Blood Drive is over.
Good.
One of my
You
favorites.
liked that.
I love the Blood Drive.
I stopped watching
Oh,
it.
He started out liking it, and then he started to aggressively hate it.
Yeah, it just got stupider and stupider.
Well, yeah. And also the return of You're the Worst.
Oh, I love that show.
FXX.
I love that show. Those two are so good together.
Who are those
and apart. The two leads on the
Jimmy
show.
and Gretchen.
Jimmy and Gretchen.
They're narcissistic, toxic personalities
Awful
who somehow
people.
find each other.
They're the worst.
Yes.
And now they're at war because one of them just kind of left the other one after proposing.
Well, after all these years of, finally getting to the point where they might be comfortable having a relationship together and officially declaring it,
yeah.
one of them just up and leaves.
Yeah.
Well, they're the worst.
Because they should have known, really.
Yes.
It's right in the title.
And speaking of terrible people, BoJack Horseman, season 4 on Friday on the Netflix.
I might start. I've never watched that, but
Yeah.
I keep seeing that on
I think you
people's
would really
10 best
like.
lists.
I think you would like it.
I keep getting told I should watch it.
Very
Bill
smart.
Frost keeps telling
Yes.
me you should.
When you read it in the New Yorker or wherever.
I think it's been.
I
think
guess
it's been
now.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, if the New Yorker said, "Oh, Bill Frost also likes it." Well, okay.
There's also season 2 of a series I got to get caught up on because there's too many shows. One Mississippi, starring Tig Notaro on Amazon Prime.
Well, we like Tig Notaro.
She plays a version of herself.
Oh.
It's one of those kind of shows.
Okay.
And we're in season 2 here on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
All right.
And if you ever saw Con Man on Vimeo, which is none of you.
No.
Okay, you're the one.
Oh.
It is coming to Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
It's Alan Tudyk.
And
Wash.
Nathan Fillion.
And Nathan
also in
Fillion.
here.
They play
Captain Tight Pads.
They play actors from a canceled sci-fi show that go to sci-fi conventions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is their adventures.
Alan Tudyk is kind of the not so successful one. Nathan Fillion is the wildly successful one.
So
yeah,
it could be good.
It's
I'm
very
told
funny.
it's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sci-Fi is doing their marathoning the first season on Saturday night.
Wonder why they're doing that.
And the second season will come along eventually.
Yes.
And if it does well enough, Sci-Fi will produce more of these.
Okay.
Coming up on Sunday, Fear the Walking Dead season 3 is continuing.
Yeah.
All right.
If anyone cares.
I'm still watching.
I kind of like that show.
I kind of feel like that the way Carrie felt about Twin Peaks. I don't love it, but I feel like in order to, at some point, they're going to match up with the other Walking Dead, and I'm going to need to know everything that happened there to understand.
Well, see, that's why on demand is a great thing. You don't have to.
I'm
if it happens, we'll know about it, and you can go back.
I kind of like it better than The Walking
Really?
Dead these days. Yeah. Walking Dead is just, there are too many different factions, and it's too predictable. And this is more people oriented, and I like it.
All right.
Yeah. Because that's what you want from The Walking Dead. People.
Talky people-y parts.
The debut of Seth MacFarlane's The Orville.
Yay.
On Fox.
I've seen lots of ads
Sunday
for this.
after the sports ball. So it probably won't start on time.
Have you seen any of it?
I have. It's not quite the wacky comedy it's being promoted as.
Yeah.
McFarlane's a little concerned about that because he is not in charge of the promos.
Yeah.
And the people putting together the promos have been putting all the jokes in it.
It's an hour-long series.
And
for one
he
thing.
says it is more earnest than it is being portrayed.
But Seth, people also had a hard time believing your, recordings of standards. They thought those were fun. No, he's got the Leslie Nielsen problem.
Yes.
People
taking
think
me seriously.
people won't take you serious. Everything you do is funny.
It's very much a straight-up Star Trek homage.
Yeah, he wanted to do Star Trek.
With jokes.
He said he wanted to do Star Trek, and they said, no, we're not going to let you do Star Trek.
Yeah.
And so I'll make my own then.
Yeah.
So he did.
And he's Seth MacFarlane, and he gets to do almost whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But it is funny. And it is, if you
I'm looking
love all
forward
things
to it.
Star Trek and Galaxy Quest, and you like a future in space where it's not dystopian and everything's falling apart.
Yes.
That's
This
a
is
great future in space. Everything's good in space?
Yes.
Okay.
Star Trek portrayed it that way.
Yeah.
We're just not going to ever get it.
Also, the premiere from David Simon, HBO, The Deuce. It's the stories about 1970s prostitution and pornography.
Times Square.
Times Square, yeah.
Okay.
James Franco, co-producer, in a dual role as twin brothers. Kind of Fargo in this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, apparently, this is a real guy.
It's based on real people.
Yeah.
David Simon said he didn't want to do a show about this until somebody said, I want you to talk to this guy about the porno and stuff in Times Square back in the day. And he went and talked to him, and it turns out he had a twin brother, this guy, and knew everything about the history of it, and so that's why he did it.
Yeah, also Maggie Gyllenhaal's in here, very good. Also premiering on Sundance Sunday, Top of the Lake, Season 2.
Listen, I'll tell you, the first season of that, you guys should watch it. Elizabeth Moss, it's in New Zealand. The first season was great. I didn't know they were going to do more.
Yep, and Season 3 of Outlander on Starz.
Oh, that's right. It's still around. Time-traveling nurse.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Bill Frost. You have a quick check of traffic, Gina?
Yes, fires still affecting the roadway. US 89 closed both directions. This is Weber Canyon, closed mostly due to the smoke in that area. You're going to have to find another way around that. Looks like our other incidents we had earlier this morning seem to be mostly clearing up. Unless you see something, you can text it to us, 33986. Brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. The longest season, 2,500 acres. Learn more at snowbird.com.
All right, Tuesday Tunes with Todd coming up after these. We need to tell you about Salt Lake Film Society. Watching TV, you want to get out of the house, go to watch a big one.
Yeah. Great stuff happening at the Broadway and also at the Tower. Just really, there's some really good independent movies out right now. Wind River is, I think, still at the Broadway. You should check that out.
Is Mother opening this week, I think?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be independent or wide release.
It looks kind of independent-y.
The Salt Lake Film Society, if you go to why don't you go to slfs.org right now, Gina?
Find out.
See. You can also check out their podcast, Talking Film. It's available at slfs.org as well. Independent film, foreign film, documentaries, all at the Broadway and at the Tower.
Oh, they have that Patty Cakes. That's the one I wanted to see. Remember that Pat? She's a rap.
That was at Sundance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So check it out and be part of the Red Carpet Club as well. slfs.org.
Attention, Utah residents. Radio from Hell is doing another.
We found a pair, my wife found a pair, I should say, of clown shoes at the DI. A giant
sad dead clown.
That's immediately what I thought was dead clown.
How else did he end up
I went right to dead
clown. What's sad about a dead clown? It's a day of celebration.
Depends on where you find him.
Yeah.
If you find him in the forest, that's kind of sad.
It's a gigantic pair. I think they were. I'll take a picture of them and present them next week.
She bought them?
Yeah, for my kid. Giant pair of. They're plastic. But they're meant to be, you can wear them, a giant pair, and I think they're pastel, like baby blue clown shoes.
Is there a law that says clown shoes should always be red?
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. They're red. The nose is red, the shoes are red.
It seems to me they were,
And was he excited about the clown shoes?
Thrilled.
Congressman Bozo would like to put forth the following law: that clown shoes will always be red.
You know, I proposed this many years ago. I think we should have a National Clown Day where everyone in the United States, by law, everyone, by law, is required to wear a clown costume. And I mean everyone, from the president to the members of Congress.
You wouldn't do that.
If it was a law,
you would stay home.
Police officer in your home, people could come and knock. Authorities would come and knock on your door, dressed as clowns, and say,
"Clown check."
Are you? Yeah, exactly. Are you in there? If you're not dressed as a clown, you're going to clown jail.
You see, this is why Bill would be an excellent Republican. He fails to see the constitutionality, and that's why
the Constitution is suspended for one
day.
One day, maybe a week. A week.
What is the purpose of everybody being a clown?
It would humble all of us. It would humble all of us. We would all become clowns.
That's why you won't do it.
I can see exactly.
I think National Clown Week, and everyone has to dress as a clown for an entire week. You'd have to go to old folks' homes and dress the retirees and the shut-ins as clown. Even if it meant just as something as simple as just putting a nose on them.
Question.
Yes.
What about people in comas?
Yes.
Because they need to be humbled. If you've ever met a bunch of people that are up
surgeons, people performing surgery, and the patients, everyone. All right. And now a surgeon, he couldn't wear the big dumb gloves, but he could maybe have to have a nose on under the mask. All of that.
All right.
All right. I think I'm gonna. You elect me. You elect me the mayor of Salt Lake. I'll start it in Salt Lake. It'll be Salt Lake Clown Week, and everyone in Salt Lake will have to dress as a clown.
Now, luckily, I live in unincorporated Salt Lake, so
that's you'll be. But if you come into my city,
all right,
no clowning around. All right,
that's where the term clown fever will come from. People who are sick and won't come in.
morning. Radio from hell.
Some of those people really made me sick.
On X96.
All right.
Tuesday Tunes with Todd is brought to you by Black Turtle. They're hiring full and part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay, health, welfare benefits. If you're remarkable and looking for a great opportunity, apply online. JoinTheTurtle.com.
Tuesday Tunes with Todd on X96. Radio from hell.
Here he is, the program director for X96 and also the afternoon DJ, Todd Newcomb. He's on from 3 to 7 every Monday through Friday, and then at other times as well. And
he's on every damn day.
and he wants you to hear a song by one of his buddies.
Well, so our friend Jared Leto, 30 Seconds to Mars.
And the Joker.
Yeah, and the Joker. He's been working on, they've been working on some new stuff, and it's finally out. We got it a couple weeks ago. And, well, he's coming to town with Muse. That show's on the 20th of September at USANA. And tickets are still available, but it's getting kind of to the point where you better get them if you want to go. Those are at Smith Ticks. But that's going to be a hell of a show.
Yeah.
He is, I mean, he puts on a hell of a show. And then when with Muse as well. I mean, that's a night of fantastic live music.
He stays at your house, right? Doesn't he?
Yeah, he's hanging with me right now. You know, Jared, Jared Leto is he knows how to work the room. Like, he's a smart guy.
Oh, he flirted with me when I was giantly pregnant, which made my day.
He knows how to make you feel special.
I'm serious. I was hugely pregnant, and he was in town, and just was.
She thought he was flirting.
No, I'm
was there.
bolstering Todd's
No,
point.
I'm sure he was. He'll make you feel good.
Well, and he's really good in this new Blade Runner thing, where he's you can watch it now. It's a great scene where it's these. This is what took place before the Blade Runner movie, so that you know we can catch you up to speed. It's these prequel short films. Go and watch it. He's terrific.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, he's an amazing actor. He's a director and a writer and a rock star.
Does it
and
all.
when he walks in the room, he will make you feel special. Like, he has that gift. It's amazing.
Yeah, if you're pregnant.
So what's this is this from their new?
Yeah, this is the new song they just put out. It's called "Walk on Water." So let's crank it up. Let's
Walk
do
on
it.
Water. It's 30 Seconds to Mars. X96.
Pretty nice.
Nice, big, and catchy. There you
I
go.
was going to say, that's a very important sounding. This is the way I would describe that.
They're a good pairing with Muse, I think.
That is a
when they
good
come
show.
Yeah, that's one to definitely see. I mean, we've been spoiled with great shows this summer.
I know, right?
But that one, I mean, if you've never seen Muse, I will put right up there with like watching U2 or one of those
great shows.
Very
bands.
good. Very good live.
And then 30 Seconds to Mars is just in
That-
good company
so
with that.
That's just going to be a guaranteed good night for you if you go to that show.
Now, is there a whole new 30 Seconds to Mars record?
Yeah, there's
out?
an album on the way. And
it's not out yet.
Near future.
Near future, though. All right. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Todd. It's Tuesday Tunes with Todd, as you know.
Tuesday Turns with Todd on X96, Ran from Hell.
I know it's Tuesday Tunes with Todd, so that's why I'm unclear why we always play that.
To remind everyone.
Tuesday Turns with Turd.
Well, I think we paid the kid about $100 to make that or something. I don't know. Might as well use it. We do have Boner Fight coming up in a few moments. Well, at 9:25 specifically. You'll decide who is Boner of the Day with that vote.
Yeah.
Before that, we got a little bit of news. All right? No. Now, this next commercial break is only 2 minutes long.
Well, I'll
Just
bear
so you
that
know,
in mind,
bear that
and
in mind.
we need to start it off by telling you
Yes.
about Alpine Plastic Surgery.
Indeed.
Our good friend Dr. Randall Barnett.
Please, Bill. Board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Randall Barnett.
You're welcome.
Well, I think people
Thank you.
don't know that there are other people performing plastic surgery that are not board-certified. Dr. Barnett is.
Now you can. He can do all kinds of plastic surgery. He does the standard stuff, the tummy tucks, the breast enlargement, body contouring with liposuction.
Mm-hmm.
But he does specialized work as well, scar repair and all of that kind of thing. He fixed a bad scar on my stomach, and he does great work.
You can email me if you have questions about my experience at Alpine Plastic Surgery, Gina at x96.com. But better yet, go talk to Dr. Barnett for free.
Yeah, you think Gina came by those looks naturally? No. That's all Dr. Barnett right there.
But free consultation.
Yeah, just give him a call, 801-689-3500, 689-3500, or you can find out more by going to alpineplasticsurgery.com.
Strong.
Gina wearing a turtleneck sweater today.
Covering up her hickeys. That's what people do.
It's interesting. People don't wear turtlenecks very often anymore.
Unless they're covering up hickeys.
You got something against hickeys?
That's why I used to have a dickie.
To cover your hickey?
To cover the hickey. It was my hickey dickie. I mentioned a dickie the other day, and I don't think anyone knew what I was talking about.
I don't think anybody has them anymore.
Dickie is now a clothing brand, and that's what it's known for.
As a matter of fact, that's what I said. Somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, I love Dickies. Their coats and their pants," and I went,
"Yeah,
no, I'm
an
never
actual
mind.
Dickie.
Never mind.
It's a fake shirt.
Dickie was a fake sweater. Was it a fake shirt
it's a
or
collar.
Sweater?
You did
It's
both?
a fake sweater.
Fake sweater.
It was to make it look as though you were wearing a turtleneck
under your vest or jacket
or your shirt or whatever. Yeah, to make it look as though you were wearing a. It was really a stupid idea.
It was a dumb idea.
I had one, I think, for some reason.
But they were everywhere. It seems like I knew everybody had one.
Yeah.
Nobody wore them, but everybody had one.
It's a stupid idea.
Well, turtlenecks are stupid unless you're the Gorton's fisherman.
It's true.
Maybe I'm going fishing later.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're not. You're going to be way too warm in that.
You think?
Yeah.
You're dressed up for people today, aren't
We're
you?
seeing people.
Mm-hmm.
I've never worn this sweater, and I thought, I'll wear that.
Yeah, you'll be too warm. You'll be
Well, it's
uncomfortable.
too late now.
You're going to be sweating and sweating. It's going to be in your folds and everything.
I don't have any folds.
Of course not. She's a lady.
Yeah.
I'm smooth top to bottom.
All day. X96.
All right, we've got Boner Fight happening at 9:25, but before that, more than a little bit of news. Brought to you by...
A nice chunk of news brought to you by Bad Apple, introducing low price guarantee on iPhone screen repair, just bringing the advertised price from another business, and Bad Apple will beat it. Now 10 locations. Go to badapplerepair.com.
Well, Jeff Sessions and the Trump administration have announced they will phase out a program that has protected hundreds of thousands of young immigrants brought into the country illegally as children, and a call for Congress to find a legislative solution to protect those immigrants, sometimes known as Dreamers. That's according to two people who were briefed on the plan, set to be announced today. I guess let me go to this other story. It has been announced. Homeland Security Acting Secretary Elaine Duke said the administration, facing legal challenges to the program, chose the least disruptive option, letting the program wind down in 6 months and putting the onus on a sharply divided Congress to enact former President Obama's executive action into law. In a statement, Duke said the administration's decision to terminate DACA was not taken lightly. The Department of Justice has carefully evaluated the program's constitutionality and determined it conflicts with our existing immigration laws. No current beneficiaries will be affected before March 5th of next year. No new initial requests or associated applications filed after today will be acted upon. DACA allowed individuals who were brought to the U.S. as children or teens before mid-2007 to apply for protection from deportation and work permits if they met certain requirements. They had to be under the age of 16, no older than 31 as of June 15, 2012. They have to have lived continuously in the U.S. since mid-2007, be enrolled in high school or college, or already have a diploma or a degree, have a GED certificate, or be an honorably discharged veteran of the U.S. military, and have no felony criminal convictions.
These are good people.
Significant misdemeanor convictions, no more than 3 other misdemeanor convictions, or otherwise pose a threat to national security or public safety. So that was very carefully crafted to make sure, and there are about 800,000 of these people.
Yes.
Very carefully crafted to make sure that they were productive members of the American society.
They're serving in the military. They're firefighters and police officers.
I have some statistics here. 91% of them are employed. The U.S. would lose over $400 billion in GDP if they are deported. So this is just racism.
Now,
Let's just be honest.
Now here's the deal, though. This was never meant to be a permanent thing. Even when Obama signed it, it wasn't supposed to be permanent. It's supposed to be fixed by law.
The D is deferred.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be permanent. So all the Trump administration is saying is, it's not supposed to be permanent. So we're ending it. Congress has to enact it into law.
They're forcing Congress's hand.
Yeah,
and Congress won't do anything.
Well,
they should.
They need to.
Yes.
They're supposed to. Maybe this will force them to talk about it and get it handled. There's no reason that these 800,000 people who are already determined to be DACA or Dreamers, there's no reason they shouldn't be given citizenship. And that would be a first step into handling other immigration problems. Just get it out of the way.
Yes.
Say, yeah, these people have all they keep tabs on them too. They pretty much know where they all are.
They have a yearly fine, which is expensive. I think that they have to pay. They have to check in. They have to. Yeah. It's not easy.
No, so it's something that should be taken care of. And so now I didn't hear. What did Jeff Sessions say that got you all upset? I didn't hear.
Well, he was laughing while he was saying the statement was the thing.
No, what did he? But what did Gina? You were all
up in
arms about what
he
said.
He was saying he was saying we've had more kids coming over the border in recent years because of DACA. No, you read it in the story. They have to have been 16 by what? 2007?
Yeah.
No, what he means though. So you're yelling he's a liar. What he means
It
is
says right here, I'll read it. I'll tell you exactly what he said. DACA has contributed to a surge of minors at the southern border that yielded terrible humanitarian consequences.
So what he's saying is that because those 800,000 people were granted this kind of temporary stay, more people have come hoping for the same thing.
But they ended it in 2000, whatever you said.
No,
you
but,
had to be a certain age by then. It's not like it was an open program.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's not lying there. He's saying more people have come to the border and tried to get across the border in hopes that they can get the same kind of action. Get the same. That's all he's saying. He's not lying. There have been more
This is
people.
Jeff Sessions. He's lying.
There have been more people coming because of this, because they hope they can get this same kind of protection that the DACA kids got. So I don't like Jeff Sessions, but he's not lying about that. They have 6 months. Congress will have 6 months to do something about it, and then presumably those people, they'll start deporting them. I would hope that it doesn't come to that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's completely insane.
Well, it is. It's
and
stupid.
You have to, just looking at the numbers, how employed they are, how it's going to hurt the economy.
I can't imagine, though, I just can't imagine that Congress won't look at that and say, those 800,000 people, we know that they have contributed. We know that they're good people. They deserve to be granted citizenship. So let's do that, and then let's see if we can figure out what to do with other undocumented people who are here. But those people, we know where they are, and we know who they are. So let's see. And then, apparently Colin Jost and Scarlett Johansson were caught kissing at a Labor Day party.
Are they not allowed to kiss?
Well,
you said caught kissing, like they're not supposed to be doing that.
I'm surprised that he can kiss because he has no upper lip.
Yeah,
Colin Jost does not have an upper lip.
He doesn't look like he'd be a
So,
good kisser.
No, he doesn't.
You think?
That picture, he's trying to make it look as though he has an upper lip. When he's doing the weekend update,
You're pointing to x96.com/live.
Yeah, he doesn't. Her lips would just suck his whole face in. So I don't think they really.
Well, I think they're adorable.
I don't think they really work.
You just love Scarlett.
Well,
I like both of them.
But I think Colin Jost makes a much better pair with Michael Che.
Not for kissing.
Why?
You
They're
have a
both-
problem with the man kissing?
Well, yeah, but I like interracial kissing.
Oh, does that?
So that kind of
because
your
your
Six
man
Feet
kissing
Under was
problem
man
was-
kissing.
That's right. It was in 6 Feet
That was
Under,
where you
yeah.
had the problem with the man kissing.
That's true. There was just too much man kissing. I mean, I don't care if men kiss.
You just don't want to watch it?
I'm just one of those people who I'm honest enough to admit it makes me a little uncomfortable. But I guess it makes me uncomfortable to see you kiss your husband, Gina. So
Why would that make you uncomfortable?
Well, just because it's just so icky.
You're jealous. That's what it is.
No, I don't want to kiss either one of you.
All right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
And Taylor Swift went to a wedding.
You want Taylor Swift at your wedding?
No. All the attention would be on her.
I was going to say, I don't think you want Taylor Swift at your wedding.
All right, here's the winner of round 1 boner voting going up against the winner of round 2. Boner candidate number 1 is kids can't do anything for themselves these days. An Indian man's parents flew to Florida so that they could help him beat his wife because she was disobedient. And the police they arrested them. Then there's boner candidate number 2, bad decisions all around. An infant abandoned in a casino after the mother used an online babysitting service that was not very reliable, and the mother wasn't very reliable either. Everybody's in jail, and the baby is in the custody of child services. That's boner candidate number 2.
There we go. You've got to decide who is boner of the day right now. You have to decide between 1 and 2. Which candidate is the worst? Which one deserves to be boner of the day? Put that candidate number, 1 or 2, in the message of a text. And then text that to 33986. That's one way to vote. Another is just to call. 877-602-9696. Speak your vote. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight September 5th. You can vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've only got 3.5 minutes to get your vote in. Hurry! It's Boner Fight. Boner of the day will be determined.
We gotta do something. I'm open to suggestions, Doctor. Give me something.
Is it chilly weather yet?
I think
You want to eat chili?
Well, see, I had a little argument with my wife, and I just wanted to clear this up. I know it's September.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite chilly weather yet.
Well, but
it's going to be like almost 90 today.
Some friends of ours, our friends the Duncans, Linda had some surgery, so we made dinner for them. And my wife said to me a couple of days before, will you make dinner for the Duncans? And I said, yeah, sure. And I said, well, I said, what should I make? Maybe I'll make lasagna. And then I thought, no. Dave's from an Italian family. He grew up eating Italian food, and his mother cooks Italian. I'm not going to make lasagna. I know, a big pot of chili. I'll make a big pot of chili. So I have all this planned, and then the day before yesterday, I said, well, I'm going to make that chili for the Duncans tomorrow. My wife said, well, chili?
It's hot.
It's not chilly weather.
It's not chilly weather. She's right.
I thought of chili when it was rain. It was rainy last week, and it was kind of rainy and drizzly. And I said chili, and then she said, "Well, it's not chilly weather." And I thought, "Come now, wait a minute though. I like a good bowl of chili anytime."
Chili is a
Here's why. Actually, hot weather is chilly weather.
Yeah.
Why is it that in the Latin American countries, that's where all the spicy food is?
Yeah.
It's because it's so hot, they want to sweat so that it cools them down. So make it spicy, and it's chilly weather.
Yeah. I just
you go.
I just don't understand why there has to be a certain weather for certain food.
No, it's like
if
Joe,
it's good chili,
Joe makes
anytime.
these stews, but he can only do it like in the fall and the winter. Like
But that's
having
mainly because he has.
stew in-
That's mainly because he has clients in town.
No, but like you don't have stew in July.
Sure
Stew
you do.
Stew is a cold weather.
That's true. We make chicken noodle soup, and
You don't ever
and
do
we
it in the
only do
summer.
that when it starts to get cold.
But you can do it.
But I think that you could, and again with the spicy, that's what I think.
I'm telling you, Richie goes to the soup kitchen any time of the year.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking like there are only certain days when you can have the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. Like there's only those colder days. It's that same kind of thing. It's,
Okay. Well, that's fine. You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead and pigeonhole yourselves. I'm going to be the guy who has grilled cheese and tomato soup any day of the week.
When it's 100 degrees
No,
outside.
I had
Grilled
that a few
cheese
weeks
and
ago. I had that a few weeks ago because we had tomatoes from Dad's garden, and we had too many.
So you made tomato soup?
So Sue made tomato soup, and we had grilled cheese.
By the way, you can always bring me more tomatoes.
Oh, okay. Smoked Gouda,
Yeah.
grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gouda.
So that's I'm going to be the guy because I like a good
You
bowl
break
of
the
chili.
rules there, Phil.
Anytime.
You-
Stu, you have Joe next summer.
Okay.
Right.
Have Joe make me a stew.
We'll have you over for stew.
Oh, I'm telling
I'm
you.
not following society's rules.
I'm not putting up with that chilly weather.
That's right.
I'm going to eat chili anytime I want.
Don't try to tell me.
Sometimes I felt a little tied down by a mortgage, kids. I felt tied down
you're
by.
pushing back.
That's it,
Push
baby.
back.
That's it.
Take that.
No more crap for me. I'm eating chili in the summer.
Take that, society.
In your face, man.
Always being held down by the man.
That's it. All right. Chili for me.
That's right.
Thank
Don't
you.
chain
Thank
me
you.
down with your manners.
Exactly.
Papa.
Waves hit the eardrum, which the brain translates into what we call
Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, time to award Boner of the Day.
And Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by a nice radish cucumber watercress salad and a big piece of pie.
And tell me about those grilled baked potatoes. Just quickly.
Okay. You cut the russet potatoes in wedges.
Okay.
You parboil them for a little bit till they just get not quite done.
Okay.
Then you put them in oil and spices and roll them around in the spices and put them skin side down on a hot grill and bake them on the grill.
But they're grilled then. They're not baked.
They're grill-baked potatoes, I said. And you serve them with sour cream, bacon bits, and...
Let me help. Baked style. Does that help?
You can bake things on a grill. I could bake a loaf of bread on a grill.
No, you're grilling bread. That's grilled bread.
No, grilled bread is when you take a loaf of bread that is already baked and you slice it and you put it on the grill. I could take a pan full of dough and put it on the grill and bake bread. You know nothing about food or its preparation.
Grilled?
Don't ask.
Grilled? It's not. You can't grill it and bake it. It's got to be one or the other. I'm sorry. I'm brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
We had Boner candidate number 1, Gina Barberi. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Kids Can't Do Anything for Themselves, the Indian couple who came all the way from India to help their son beat his wife. That was my favorite candidate. Boner candidate number 2, Bad Decisions All Around. Baby getting left in a casino by bad babysitters as a result of a bad decision by a bad mother. That was number 2. And the winner. Let's see, Third Eye Blind? Huh.
Oh, we gave away Third Eye Blind tickets.
We did?
To a random voter, I guess.
I guess. Richard Dersh.
Yeah.
Dersh won the tickets. And the winner, Boner candidate number 2, Bad Decisions All Around.
All right. That is now Boner of the Day. It will go forward to possibly become Boner of the Week on Friday.
Yes, you get a baby in a casino.
Yeah.
How was your trip to Moab?
It was great. Roller derby. I had I was the announcer.
Oh, that's right.
For the roller derby, and it's pretty. I don't know that much about the game, so it was nice to have somebody standing next to me who could
feeding you
some information, and also like who the numbers are and the names of the players. Yes, Richie.
Now, do you know the story about the guy who helped you out? So it's friend of a friend who apparently is a large fan of you, who before what's the guy's name that was helping out?
Now there was Adam. Is that who you're?
I think that's who I'm thinking.
Adam was the scorekeeper, and helping me out was Jesse also.
One of them, it's a friend of a friend connected to me, said, well, I don't know that I know that much about the game. I can't help Bill out.
It's Adam because his new wife is a dietitian at the hospital.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently there was tons of stress that you were going to be anywhere near Adam because he loves the show and he didn't want to do anything wrong, and he was so very nervous that Bill Allred was going to be right next to him.
He did fine, and he's like a uber fan. I haven't talked to anybody in a long time who knew as much about the show as he does and kept calling me sir. Well, yes,
you must have loved that.
Yes, no, I didn't care for it that much.
Well, you're a colonel,
yes.
So I mean,
he just he called me sir a lot, which was fine. He is really nice, and his wife skates on the Beehive Skate Revolution team with my wife.
With your wife,
her name is her skating name. Adam's wife is Barracuda. Ooh, Barracuda.
She can have a theme song then.
Yeah, that's and
so
they
did
won.
you do that every time you announced?
I did.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, every time her name came up, it was ooh Barracuda.
We just call her Cuda for short.
Yeah. Well, there's also a woman who skates on another team who's Barracuda, which is. Some of their names are really...
If you're going to do it, it really should be that.
Well, it was already taken.
Oh.
See, some of their names are... some of them you can't say on the radio.
You probably shouldn't say that on the radio.
But there's one skate term that I used that was passed on to me from one of the skater, Kitty, her husband Ivan, made sure that I used this term. When a bunch of skaters go down at once on the track, you call it an avalanche.
A what?
It's an avalanche. And
I'm avalanche.
And then there were other terms that I can't use for. But see, I know so little about the game that, like, when they call a penalty, I don't really know what the penalty was for. So I would just say, there's a penalty on so and so, high sticking. There's a penalty for high sticking, or goaltending. That was a goaltending penalty. I have to go to the penalty box and.
Oh, you mean penalties that don't have anything to do with
that was my there was grounding, intentional grounding on that one, and
What's this?
I don't know any of them, so I just used any other sport I could think of a penalty.
Traveling,
traveling. But it was fun, and then we went on a rafting trip, a little one-day rafting on the Colorado the next day.
We got to save those stories. I'm going to send you the script for the promo tomorrow, and you are highlighted feature of tomorrow's Radio from Hell show, telling stories from Moab.
Just quickly. That fire in Uinta, that's a problem.
The fire at the mouth of Weber Canyon is Uinta's the little town right there.
Burned 40 acres so far, 0% containment. They're evacuating some areas. Bybee Road, Eastwood Drive.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
That's big.
I
think that's up on the.
It's on the bench.
Up on the south side of the Weber Canyon. There's some really big homes up there.
So it's big problems up there. Sorry.
Yeah, the fires are right by homes, apparently.
Anybody know? They're not saying what caused it, or they don't know.
Well, they said a train probably. They don't know for sure, but
Through a
sparked.
spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
It's super dry up there.
I'm looking at some pictures, and it's like homes right there.
Is Weber Canyon where you go up towards Morgan? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Highway 89.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Super dry.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll take a break. Is he coming in?
He's here. He's coming.
All right. Richard Paul Evans is coming in.
Richard Paul Evans.
He's got another Michael Vey book. I think this is the last one.
Given the title, I would say
The Final Spark.
Yeah, I don't think you can have another one after. It's the final.
When you do that.
The Final Spark Revisited.
So, Richard Paul Evans coming up after these. Stand by for that. First, got to tell you about Everest Collision Repair.
Yeah, they're...
Yeah, we only got a couple of minutes here, so...
Everest Collision Repair, they're a lot of accidents today.
Yes.
Well, and if you have the app on your phone already, if you have time today, if you're thinking about it, just put the app on your phone, the Everest Collision app, because if you're in an accident, you can go to that app and you can take some pictures of your car and you can get an estimate quicker that way.
Everest Collision Repair will pay up to $200 of your insurance deductible. Some exclusions may apply. See the store for details. They offer discounts for seniors, military, and students. And look, accidents are no fun. But if your car does get wrecked up, they can fix it and make it like new. Everest Collision Repair with 4 locations, Salt Lake, Sandy, Tooele, and Ogden. You can find out the exact addresses. Yes?
Get that app.
Yeah.
Everest Collision's app is so good.
That'll direct you to the locations as well. EverestCollisionRepair.com.
Radio from Hell on X96.
So anyway, we're up there, getting bags of food and turkeys. But when we first got there,
this is before we went on the air.
Now I didn't say this to her on the air, did I?
No. No, this was before we went on.
She introduced herself, and I forget her name. Hi, I'm so and so with the food bank, and we said hi, and she handed us a fact sheet, and it's just a few things there, and she said, and then she said, I don't even think we asked her to be on the radio.
Didn't.
She said, I don't want to go on the radio, and we, Carrie said, well, come on, we've got to. Want to talk to somebody from the food bank?
Yeah.
You're here. You're an expert.
I believe every year we have spoken with
someone. Yeah, and I said, well, we need somebody from the food bank. We'd like somebody from the food bank to talk. And she said, well, what are you going to ask me? and it made me a little mad.
It did, because it's kind of a
and I said, well,
question.
I'm going to ask you, what the velocity of a V1 rocket is, and how to build a diesel truck, and what is the composition of quartzite.
You were a little.
I said I'm gonna ask you stuff that you can answer about the
stuff,
food bank.
the stuff that was on the sheet.
Easy stuff. She ran. She disappeared. And never came back.
Yeah.
And no one else from the food bank.
No.
She was the representative that morning.
And
you could have handled that. Better.
Yeah, I could have. And I think I did say, well, could you get us somebody who will talk? I think I said that, and that's when she said, well, what are you going to ask me?
I think he was just trying to point out to her that that was kind of a silly question. You're here to represent the food bank. Tell us about hungry people.
I was, but I kind of snapped at her.
But people that have never been on the radio or put in that position, it makes them nervous just right off the bat.
Gina, I don't think, again, you really need, other than that seems to be your role, to apologize for this. I'm doing the apologizing. You don't need to.
Once again,
it's my turn to apologize.
Stepping all over Bill's thing.
Stop apologizing. I'm apologizing.
You're always there to ruin the punchline, and now you're ruining the apology.
And quit throwing your shoes at me.
Wait, there's another one.
So she really never said why she didn't want to be on the air, did she?
No, but she was scared. She was nervous.
She did the I don't want to be on the air.
Well, maybe she had a real job and was supposed to be at work and didn't want anybody to hear her.
No, but anyway, I feel bad about it. I'm sorry. I'd like to find out her name, and I'll send her an apology or.
Yeah, I wouldn't call her. You'll scare her.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to scare you, and I'm sorry. I was a little short. But it's first thing in the morning, and we're just getting it together, and you know how I am.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
Again, you can't treat everybody like you treat me.
Oh, shut up. I can too. You call right now, and I'll tell you to shut up. I don't care who you are.
Gary,
Paul
Bill,
Evans.
and Gina on X96.
It's
Radio
Rick Evans.
from Hell.
He's a noted author, of course, a friend of the Radio from Hell show as well. And
we've noted it here many times.
This is the final book in this wildly successful series. Are there 7 total books? Michael Vey, The Final Spark.
We have people in the chat room like, my kid's so excited for the new book.
Who knew? You're going to have to do another. Now, this is the final in the Michael Vey series, but you could bring Michael Vey back in another capacity, couldn't you?
I could.
Unless he kills him off.
Well, those are the letters I'm getting from around the world right now. And that's the thing, is Michael dead? Because at the end of book 6, he was struck by lightning and everything just vanished. So
let's have you use that other microphone
so
there.
The question is, where's Michael?
Okay.
But this is young adult books, and even if it's not Michael, maybe some other character you could follow in another direction.
Could. Yeah, I'm actually, I have to take a year off. I've been writing 3 books a year, and I'm just exhausted.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I was going to say,
if you write that many books in a year, you'll throw up.
Or if you climb Grandeur Peak.
He was just telling us off the air that he climbed Grandeur Peak yesterday with his son and threw up when he got to the top. It is a tough hike.
No,
so this, but you've got to do some other young adult series or something.
We'll see. They actually offered me $1 million to write one more book in the series.
Really?
And I just said no.
No, I can't.
I can't. I go,
I'll write it.
I go, you just have, I go, you just have to understand. It's like I have no life. I just write all the
you
time.
have a family,
and I keep getting further and further behind. And to this point of, like, I lock myself in hotel rooms and write for 20 hours. Like, this is no way to live a life.
No.
It's like I've been doing this for 25 years.
I think as I've read through, and I haven't read the whole series, but I've read some of the books in it or parts of them, and your writing it's really solid too. I mean, it's just, I think this is the skills you've used to do these are really just. I think they probably have helped your writing overall.
Well, I would, when I first started writing, I wanted to meet Mary Higgins Clark. And so they set up a lunch with her. And I asked the question, this is my first book. I could be a one-hit wonder. How have you stuck around for 30 years? Mm-hmm. And she said something I'll never forget. She said, I make every book I work on, I start with the intention of making it the best book I've ever written.
Like, this isn't just a piece of a puzzle.
Yeah, I'm not just making money. I'm just like, no, this is the best book I've ever written. And it's like, and that's why the book should be better. And as my daughter said to me, she goes, "Do you think people realize Michael Vey is the most complex thing you write by far?"
Yeah.
And I go,
I would have to say yes.
Yeah, it's YA, and they don't think about it. It's like, but actually, it's running on so many different levels. I've created an entire world. I have books that just have maps and things that show where he lives and what he's doing.
Yeah. Let's see now. We had talked about Michael Vey as a movie or a TV project. Is that still moving
Yeah,
along?
we're a TV series. We're really close. In fact, at the launch party on Friday, we're going to be showing the sizzle reel we used with the actors and actresses.
Oh, yeah, because you want to pitch it to studios.
What launch party?
Oh, yes. Let's get back to that. Yes.
Well, on Friday, we have, with every book, we've had a launch party, right? And so this Friday is a chance that you can buy the book before the rest of the world. It's at Cottonwood High School at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6 to the auditorium, but get there really early because we had 3,000 kids last year, and it was on a school night. And this is a Friday.
Uh-oh.
So it's an actual Michael Vey show. It's a show. You can buy the book. You can get it signed. I'll be signing till like midnight. And it's just crazy. It's really a lot of fun. And we'll be showing the TV series thing.
Cool.
So this is just an actor playing Michael Vey, may or may not be the Michael Vey that...
It may not be, but he's in a TV series. They're actually pretty big actors in this series. You'll recognize them. One's like the villain on...
You're not going to tell us, are you?
I can't.
But it will be in one form or another on TV.
There are supposed to be some producers there from studios there on Friday. They're flying them up to see so they can see the excitement. Until you see how Vaniacs react.
Vaniacs.
And I didn't come up with that name. They call themselves that, Vaniacs. When you see how excited they get about this and to see the response, then you get an idea.
Richard Paul Evans, of course, the Christmas box and
That's where it all started.
All of those, and then the Walk.
The Walk series
of books, and then the Michael Vey books have just have been just incredible. I mean, I remember you used to work at an ad agency, and we've talked about it before, and write crappy commercials for people.
Well, they were not. You were in them. They're not.
They were
the award-winning commercials. Bill, come on.
That's right.
Which awards did you win?
So that would be the Utah Addies.
The Addies. We've never won an Addy.
No, we haven't.
We've never won an Addy. No. We've never had a dinner.
But and nobody's given us a watch.
Not a watch.
Well, we're not wildly successful authors like Richard Paul Evans.
Yeah, and congratulations on on this. It just really clicked with people, and I'm sort of proud. Just I feel proud because I know you, because you did good.
Because we go way back, and then you start making fun of me on the air, not knowing you knew me. Richard Paul Evans, the Dust Bunnies,
and then he goes. Yeah, then he calls. It's Rick Evans.
We know you.
I walk in the studio. It's like we race go-karts together. I thought Richard Paul Evans was an old man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's great. It's great.
And we have some books to give away, right?
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
How many do you have?
Two.
Actually, can I claim one for one of our chat room people? His son is so excited about this. If you could make that out to Oliver.
So we got one to give away.
So we got one to give away.
877-602-9696, and they'll just take a random caller in the producer's
cute. He'll
booth.
be happy.
Yeah. And then Oliver gets one, too. So.
Nice.
All right. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right. So, let's see. Do we have any... we need to talk about The Ruin. We got that event.
Oh, yeah. So this Friday, we're going to be at The Ruin. Now, go to x96.com. There's a rotating banner there. If you click on the Not Safe for Work banner... that's how you register. And these have sold out every time we've done them.
And there's an added attraction this time.
Sister Dottie Dixon will be there with us.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure how that's going to... I don't even know if she's ever been in a bar. I don't know.
That's
we'll
a good
find
question.
out. We will find
that's
out.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
But do register, x96.com. And you obviously have to be 21, but we should probably say that just in case.
Yeah. So anyway, sign up, get there. We have a good time this Friday from 7 to 9 at the Ruin in Sugar House. We like doing it.
And if she has been in a bar, my bet is it's Grant's Lounge in Spanish Fork.
Well, she might have had to go haul Donnie out of a couple of places here and there.
That may be it.
She might have had to get Donnie out of trouble.
I don't think it's Grant's anymore. I think it's called the Sportsman's Lounge or something. But it was originally Grant's Lounge.
Well, we'll hear about it on Friday.
Get out of Grant's.
Speaking of people who've never been in a bar, John Smith is here.
Never, not once.
Never.
No,
you're not
a drop.
Man. Not a drinking man.
I am a prohibitionist.
Have you ever had a drop of...
yeah.
That's why he doesn't drink anymore?
I don't drink anymore.
But not for a long time.
Not for 10 years.
Wow.
It's good.
Yeah.
It ain't good for the beaties anyway.
No, it's terrible.
Bad for the beaties.
It's also bad for a marriage, apparently.
Yes, it can.
I've
be.
seen that movie.
Yeah.
Does this sound like yelling? Because somebody thinks this sounds like yelling.
Yeah.
Oh, John.
If you're gonna drink, don't drink in a bar. Drink in a basement alone.
Exactly.
Like my grandma did. She said it was healthy.
Yeah, my great grandmother. Where's my beer? She would have one beer a day.
Just grandma down in the root cellar with a bottle of Fireball. It's awesome.
So and Dad had the Threat beer. I've told you about the Threat beer.
Threat beer?
He had one beer in the fridge, and it was Elma, don't make me.
And it just sat there, and
it just sat there. The Threat beer. It got skunky after a while. But that Dead Man's Rum that I found in his house, that unopened bottle of rum, we opened it.
Yeah.
How was it?
Terrible. 1983 was the date of production for this brown rum. And It just sat in Dad's
What was
shelf.
the brand?
Bacardi.
Oh, it was Bacardi.
Yeah.
It probably got better with age and was still terrible.
It was not good.
But you drank it anyway.
Well, I had a sip.
Well,
Jimmy had a whole.
You
whole
toasted
because-
Dad, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I'm telling you, the Geek Show they drank it all. I'll bet it's all gone.
Nope.
No?
I have a similar story to that over the weekend. But instead of Dad's old rum, it was a old jar of cheese balls, like one of those big Costco size things.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like rum.
And I found it in my camping trailer when I was moving it over the weekend, and it was 3 months old. And they were terrible, too.
Well, they were terrible when they were originally purchased.
I like cheese balls.
You do?
These tasted like packing peanuts.
Those cheese
Well,
puffs.
yeah, when you
Those
buy
cheese
them
puffs.
in bulk like that.
And
They're
they
not
were
good.
3 months old.
Well,
They're not good.
Well, you want them. You don't want them to get stale. That's for sure.
Well, I was building a deck in my backyard.
I saw
over the
that,
weekend.
too,
I was
on
a
your-
home improvementist over the weekend.
It
So I
looked
was
like
trying to bribe all of my neighbors with cheese balls.
It looked like the deck was winning.
Oh, it was.
Honestly.
It was touch and go there for a while, but we got it done in 3 days.
3 days?
3 days. Built this whole thing in 3 days.
So what are you going to do on the deck?
Nothing-
I don't know, we
nothing's
watched,
safe.
We sat out and watched Guardians on it last night.
nice.
So.
It'll. Yeah, I'm sure it'll stand the test of time.
Oh yeah. I did.
Did you get a
it's all up-
permit?
It's all up to code.
Did you
Got
get
a
a permit?
permit.
You
Called
got-
Blue Stakes.
Okay. All right.
Everything's below the frost line.
Okay. Good.
I followed all the rules.
Redwood.
Redwood.
Uh-huh.
And then Trex on top.
So you have to stain it every
No,
now and
no.
then.
No, that's the Trex.
plastic.
I was going to say you'll like the
You
Trex.
hose it off, and it looks nice.
It's good for 25 years, and then it disintegrates.
Plastic. So it's kind of a shiny deck.
No, it looks like wood.
Yeah.
But it's guaranteed
technology
not to
built.
fade or splinter or anything like that.
It's made
for
from
5 years.
Made from recycled materials.
But it's not real wood.
No.
No, it's fiberglass and plastic.
Yeah. I prefer the natural.
Well, fine. You can go out and stain it every year.
Stain it every year. Put the Thompsons down.
Yeah.
Get the splinters in your feet.
Yeah.
I had some in my backyard in Draper, and it was worth it.
Yeah, Trex is awesome.
It's like Gina say, you hose it off.
Hose it off. Looks good.
I'm gonna give a shout out to the kids at Lowe's in downtown because they delivered all the way out to my house in the far west, and they told me, they were like, dude, we're gonna give you all this stuff, we're gonna sell you all this stuff, but there's no way you're getting this done by Monday. I'm like, oh yeah, watch me.
You know, you hose Gina off. She looks pretty good too.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
It's the
Just
same
hose
muddy
her off.
footprints.
She glistens.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a promo and get out of here.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45 and 8:45, we present Things That Must Go. If you send yours to radiofromhell@x96.com and put "must go" in the subject line, you could win a Prohibition gift card.
And at 7 a.m. and 8 a.m., I'll have stories from Moab, I'm told. I waited a whole day to tell you these stories, and I'm not waiting 1 second longer.
So he's told. At 9 a.m., Corey O'Brien will come by and share his community and concert calendar.
That's all on Wednesday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
I'm told.
What you said, I have a bunch of stories. I'm crazy with stories, you said. I need more than one segment. I got so many stories.
Did you guys do Tuesday Tunes today?
We did. It was 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, I love that song.
It was a good song.
Walk on Water.
All right, I think we're good. John, what do you have to give away today?
I've got fair tickets, dude.
Aw, give some to Bill.
You need to go to the fair?
I love the fair.
It's going on this week.
I know.
The Utah State Fair, dude.
I know.
So you'll want to be get ready to share anything that you've won a blue ribbon for. We're going to be taking your text at 33986.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to verify this time because I did this last week and I think people lied about it.
Of course they did.
I want proof.
All right.
I'm going to send you a picture later.
Okay.
You better get her some fair tickets, too.
You better hose yourself off.
I've got family 4-packs, too. These are not doubles.
Oh,
These are
nice.
family 4-packs of Utah State Fair tickets.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Somebody has to take care of the international dookie.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Original alternative X96.